Hi everyone, I'm back with another video. Okay, this video I will go through an Addmaths paper. Okay, this is the MRSM paper. Yeah, it's the MRSM trial 2025, the Addmaths Kertas 1. Okay. Okay, so if you all want more videos like this, make sure you subscribe. And also if you all want to gain early access to my future trial videos, you can join my channel membership. All the links are in the description. Okay. Alright, so let's start going through this paper now. Okay, number one. What chapter is this? Okay, I see progression, I see SN. So this one is from 4, chapter 5. Okay, yeah, it's under progression. Okay. Okay, given that the sum of first n terms is Sn equals to 4n plus 2n square, find the first term of the progression. Okay, for this type of question yang dia bagi Sn formula yang dia sendiri, you kena guna formula yang dia bagi. So when the question give us their own SN formula or their own TN formula, we have to use the formula yang dia bagi. Not the one yang kita memorize punya. Kalau dia sudah bagi, kita guna je apa yang dia bagi. So Sn equals 4n plus 2n square. Alright, the soalan asks us to find the first term, which means they want to find T1. Okay, not S1, they want to find T1. But T1 is actually S1 because you learned before. To find Tn, you can actually use Sn formula to find Tn. And the formula is like this. Tn equals Sn minus 1. So I repeat one more time. This is how you use the Sn formula to find Tn. Okay. So for example, if I want to find T1, it would be S1 minus S. 1 minus 1 would be 0. But there's no such thing called S0. That is why we just do S1 is enough. But if it's T2, then it will be S2 minus S1. If it's T3, then it will be S3 minus S2. Okay. And if you think about it, it's logic also, because to find the third term, basically you just take the sum. You can take the sum of first 3 terms minus the sum of first 2 terms lah. Yeah, because you want the third term so just take the total 3 terms minus the first total 2 terms, then you get the T3 lah. Okay, what if I want T69 then? Then it will be S69 minus S68. Okay. Alright, so this is the like a nota lah. Like a nota. But you don't have to write this during the exam. This is just my explanation to make you understand why T1 is S1. Okay, so now you can use the Sn formula now because you're finding S1. So 4n plus 2n squared, then the n just start with 1. Okay. And I repeat one more time, why don't have to minus S0? Because S0 is 0 lah. S0 is 0. If you sub n0 here also, you get 0 also. That's why when you minus 0, nothing happens. That's why you don't have to do that. Okay. Alright, so you will tekan all this, you will get 6. Okay. So that's the answer. Alright, that's all. Number 2, what chapter is this? Looks like a coordinate geometry question. So from 4, coordinate geometry is chapter 7 or 8? 7, I think. Yeah, 7. Alright, diagram 1 shows a trapezium ABCD on the Cartesian plane. Alright, this trapezium shape mesti ada dua line yang parallel. And for this case, you can already see it's AB and CD because they put an arrow like that, means they are both parallel. So what happens when two lines are parallel? They will have the same gradient lah. Both line will have same gradient. Okay, now let's see what other information here. Git is given that the equation of straight line AB is y equals 5x plus 3. Okay, this is very good because they give us the equation of AB. So let's label it. Okay, when they give you equation, it's very good because you can baca dia punya gradient and y-intercept from the equation. Okay, this equation is already susun in the y equals mx plus c format. Ya, dia sudah dalam bentuk linear dah. Sudah linear form. So we can straight away see that the gradient is 5. So the gradient of this line is 5. And guess what? The gradient CD also 5 because they are parallel. And then the 3 will be the y-intercept. So tell me, where is the y-intercept of this line? It will be here, right? It will be here, right? So this is actually 3, right? But I don't think I'll be using this. Yeah, I don't think we will be using the 3 to do later. But it's okay. Just label saja. Okay, just label saja. Okay, it's fine if it ends up being useless. Just label only. Alright, now let's see what else. Find the equation of straight line which is perpendicular. Okay, when you see perpendicular in this chapter, you will always do m1, m2 equals -1. Yeah, for coordinate geometry question, perpendicular mesti 1, confirm. And then to the straight line CD and passing through point 5/2, 13/2. Okay, they want to find equation of straight line. But when you find equation of straight line, you need to have two information. Yeah, you need to have two information. First information is you need to know a point yang ada passes through. And also, one more thing is you need to have the gradient. Okay, so to find equation of straight line, you need gradient and also satu point yang passes through. Okay, the point yang passes through sudah ada, but the gradient I don't have. So my job now is to find out the gradient. Okay, they did mention that the straight line will be perpendicular to CD. Maksudnya, saya punya gradient darab dengan CD punya gradient sama dengan -1. So what I can do is I can find the CD gradient dulu, lepas tu ganti dalam formula ni and then cari saya punya gradient. Okay. Alright, how to find gradient of CD? Well, it's already there. It's 5. Okay. And where this 5 come from? It comes from the gradient AB. Because just now I label already. AB gradient is 5 and they are parallel. That's why it's same lah. So now you can use the formula M1 times M2 equals -1. And the gradient CD, you can masuk, the 5 you can masuk dalam M1. And then you trying to find M2, right? So it's -1/5. And after you have this working, showing that you get the gradient now you can do the equation lah. Alright, the formula I will use is the Addmaths formula, y minus y1 equals gradient x minus x1. This is the formula we use to find equation of straight line in Addmaths. Okay, but of course some of you, if you want to do the y equal mx plus c, can also. If you do like that, the m you masuk -1/5 lah. And then for the C, you don't have, right? But it's okay. You sub the point, yang ni sub dalam X, yang ni sub dalam Y, and then buat, pindah-pindah, and then dapat C, and then siap lah. Okay? You want to do like that, can also. But since this is an Addmaths paper, so I will use the Addmaths method to show you. So the Addmaths method will be like this. Y minus something equals gradient X minus something, right? And then the M, it will be -1/5. And then the Y1, X1, that will be this point lah. Okay, 5/2 is the X coordinate, so tulis dekat X, tapi kena tukar tanda. And then 13/2 is the y coordinate, tulis dekat y, tapi kena tukar tanda. Because the formula memang macam tu. Alright, now it's time to expand the -1/5. So it becomes y minus 13/2 equals -1/5 times x will be -1/5x. Negative times negative gives you positive 1/5 times 5/2 is 1/2. Because the 5 cut already. Okay. Okay, now the -13/2 needs to go there. So y equals to -1/5x. Okay, positive 1/2 have to plus 13/2, which is plus 14/2, and 14/2 is 7. So that is the final answer. So yeah, this question is quite direct, it's quite easy. Yeah, all you need to do is about the perpendicular lines lah. So make sure you know that when two lines are perpendicular, the hasil darab gradient will be -1. Okay, alright, that's it, nothing special. Okay, let's do number 3. This is a linear law question. So what chapter is linear law? Form 4, chapter 6. Okay. Alright, diagram 2 shows a straight line graph y square root x against x. So when we do linear law question, the y-axis and the x-axis is very important. We always have to look at it and yeah, it's important lah. So the y-axis, you can see they already give you y square root x and x, right? And they give you 2 points here. Soalan A says, based on diagram 2, express the small y in terms of small x. So later your final answer will be small y equals to something lah. Small y equals to something, and then sini ada something x macam tu lah. Alright, so what we have to do now? Okay, for most of the linear law question, most of it, the easy one lah, the easy punya soalan lah, they will give you the equation one. They will give you the equation, and you have to change to linear form y equal mx plus c. You yang kena tukar, and you have to tukar, and make sure your y-axis in the equation same with the y-axis in the graph. Same with the x-axis also have to match with the graph lah. And then after match, then only you susun jadi format macam ni. Itu kalau dia ada bagi equation. But for this question, they never give you the equation. They never give you any equation here. So you have to write yourself lah. So the y equal mx plus c, you have to write in the first baris. And later the big Y and the big X, you will put this y square root x and the x. But don't put it now. Okay, don't put it now. Okay, you find out the M and C first. After find out the M and C, baru you letak everything sekali dalam ni. Okay, to find gradient, you have enough information because you have 2 points here. And the formula for gradient, you take y minus y or x minus x. So it will be -3/2 minus 2 over 6 minus 20. So -3/2 minus 2, that will be -7/2. 6 minus 20 is -14. Negative divided negative is positive. 7/2 divided 14 is 1/2. Sorry, 1/4. Okay. Yeah, you can use your calculator to help you. Alright, so the 1/4 later can sub inside here, but don't sub first. Find out the C first. Okay, how do you find the C, the y-intercept? Okay, first is you check whether they got give you or not first. You use your eyes and look for it first. So you can see this straight line, the y-intercept is here. And they never give you here, right? We don't know. But of course, if they got give you, let's say this one is -5 lah, contoh lah, then you don't have to find already. Straight away masuk dalam lah, kalau sudah ada. But in this case dia tak bagi. So tak bagi, apa awak kena buat? You kena cari guna cara lain. And apa cara tu? You just sub big X and big Y inside your equation. Because the gradient you have already mah. And you're trying to find C, right? So just sub big X and big Y lah. But you have to sub with the point yang ada passes through saja boleh masuk. So you kena choose point yang ada passes through. So you can see you have this point right here and this point lah. Dua-dua pun boleh. Okay, dua-dua sub pun boleh. Okay, let's say I sub yang ni. But make sure when you sub into big X, big Y. Not small x, small y. Big X, big Y. So the big Y, I will write. The M, I will write 1 over 4. And then the big X plus C. And please, this one have to sub into big X, big Y. Okay? Yeah, because the 2, this 2, if you go and look at the y-axis, it's the y squared x. So it's actually the whole big Y. Yeah, it's not the small y. If you sub into the small y, then gone already. Then wrong already. It's the big Y. That's why I said the big Y, big X, last kali baru masukkan. Okay, so the big Y will become 2. And then the 1 over 4, okay, the big X will be 20. And then plus C. Okay, 20 divided 4 is 5. 5 pindah jadi minus 5, 2 minus 5, negative 3. Okay, now you have everything. You have the M, you have the C, you have the y-axis, you have the x-axis. So now you can actually rewrite this whole thing, but you write it in the small y, small x already. So the big Y, you will write y squared x like that. And then the 1 over 4, you write it. And then the big X, that one will become small x because that's your x-axis. And then plus C become minus 3, right? Okay, so this is your equation. But then the soalan says express small y in terms of small x. That means your small y has to be single. It has to be small y equal. So you still have to do one more thing, which is pindah the square root x to the other side. So yang ni hubungan dia darab. So darab hantar jadi bahagi. So the 1 over 4, nothing will happen. And then the x have to bahagi square root x. Okay, x divide square root x is square root x. Okay, yeah, because x divide square root x mah. It means x power 1 divide x power 1 over 2. So it will be x power 1 over 2, which is square root x. And the square root x I write in the middle because dia atas punya. Yeah, dia atas punya. Okay, the 3 also have to divide square root x. That one will just be negative 3 over square root x. So that is the answer. Okay, that's the answer. Okay. Alright, now let's do B. Okay, ini bukan. Okay, B. Find the value of y when x equals 2.4. But they did say it's the small x, not the big X, the small x. And you are also finding the small y, not the big Y, small y. So you can just sub into this equation lah. This is the equation yang small x, small y, right? So when small x equals to 2.4, so just sub the x inside here and here, then you get the small y already. So it become y equals to 1 over 4 times with square root x minus 3 over square root x. So the x here is 2.4 and this one is 2.4 like that. So you just press the whole thing in your calculator and then you write 4 significant figures. Alright, my calculator give me negative 1.549. So that's the answer lah. Yeah, just use your calculator and tekan, then yeah. And since it's a ugly answer, right? It's like a jawapan yang tak cantik, yang tak boleh tukar fraction. So you just write 4 significant figures for them. Okay, that's it. Alright, let's do number 4. It is given that sine bracket 90 minus beta equals to h, such that beta is an acute angle. Express cosec beta in terms of h. Okay, this one is confirmed from 5 chapter 6, trigonometry. Okay, trigonometry. Okay, for this chapter, there is 4 types of question that they will ask in the exam. First type of question is they will ask you to find something theta, something angle, like sine angle or cos angle or tangent angle or cosec angle. Okay, and for this type of question, you have to draw, you have to lukis. Second type of question is they will ask you to find the angle, the theta. That one you have to tekan shift, sine, shift, cos, shift, tangent, and kalau dia normal case, you have to find the reference angle. Kalau special case, terus kena tahu jawapan dia and so on lah. And then the third type of question is the sketching question, and then the last one is the proving punya soalan. Okay, so for this they ask you to express cosec beta. So definitely this is the first type of question, and you have to draw. You have to draw. Okay, you have to draw. So if you never draw, you cannot do the question later. So you must draw. And I believe mesti some of you when doing this you forget to draw one. And then if you forget to draw then you will be here watching my video lah. Yeah. So confirm you are stuck on this question, and then now you are just listening to me, and that's why you click on this question, right? It's because you didn't draw. That's why you stuck on. You cannot do the soalan. So you have to draw. Okay. I know the question never asks you to draw, but if you need to draw also, you need to draw a right angle triangle, but you have to check which quadrant. Dia mesti akan cakap which quadrant, and after you draw that, you label this information inside the triangle, and then afterwards only you use Pythagoras theorem to find the remaining side, then only you do this. That's the step. That's always the step. For this type of question, ia memang macam tu. Lukis and then label the information yang dia bagi. Lepas label, use Pythagoras theorem to find the remaining side, and then only you cari. Alright, first of all, dia kata sin 90 minus beta equals h, such that beta is an acute angle. So this gives it away already. It's quadrant 1. So you have to draw in quadrant 1. Tapi, this is beta. Beta is an acute angle. Bukan 90 minus beta. This one is 90 minus beta. So what you have to do? That means when you tarik like that, this angle is beta, but you cannot label this information because this one is 90 minus beta. So what you have to do is you have to use addition angle to separate this. Yeah, because you want to make sure your how to say, your information is, the angle has to be beta. This one is 90 minus beta. So what you can do, this sin 90 minus beta, you can change to cos beta equals to h. Cos beta equals to h. Okay. Okay, later I'll explain why this one can suddenly change to cos beta. Okay. But I'll tell you now, this one is cos beta equals h. And nothing here means h over 1. Okay. And we all know the formula for cos is ka, adjacent over hypotenuse. So you can label this in your right angle triangle. So since your angle here is beta, right? And now here also beta already. That means cos beta is h, adjacent is small h, so this one is adjacent, small h, and then the hypotenuse is 1, so this one is 1, and then the remaining line, that one is the opposite, and you can find it using Pythagoras theorem, and you should find it also. Yeah, you should find it also. Okay. Yeah, I told you just now, right? The step memang macam tu. Sudah label, then reduce Pythagoras theorem, find the remaining one. So it'll be 1 square minus h square. Okay. Yeah, minus bukan plus. Minus, because you are not finding the longer side. So you end up with square root 1 minus h square here. Okay. Alright, I want to explain now why this whole thing can change to cos beta. Okay. Sin 90 minus beta. Alright, do you realize this one is beta, this one is 90, right? What is the angle up here? It will be 180 minus 90 minus beta, right? Which is 90 minus beta. So tell me, sin 90 minus beta equals to h. That means what? Sin 90 minus beta is opposite over hypotenuse. But it's the same as cos beta also, adjacent over hypotenuse. Did you realize that? That's why sin 90 minus beta can change to cos beta. Okay? Sin 90 is because of this. Because sin this in a right angle triangle, if I want sin this angle, it will be the same with cos this angle, which is 90 minus beta here. Because this is 90 already mah. So sin yang ini sama dengan cos yang ini. That's why sin 90 minus beta can change to this. If you don't believe me, try to label this. Sin 90 minus beta equals h, right? You see, opposite is small h, hypotenuse is 1. It's the same with cos beta. Alright? Okay, some student maybe they will say use addition angle. Can also. Wait, why got? Oh my god. Why got? Wait, why got? This is not my handwriting. Oh. Okay, I don't know what happened here, but I think this is like the cikgu yang buat PDF punya handwriting. But this is not my handwriting. I don't know why when I erase there's like some handwriting here. Okay lah, let's ignore that. Wait, what was I about to say just now? Oh, I was trying to explain what if you use addition angle, right? Okay, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I will prove to you it's the same. Oh my god, this one also got handwriting. Oh, I didn't know Okay, okay lah. Then I will just. Okay, so let me fix this first. You guys wait for me a bit. So let me do this. Yeah, let me just cover this up. Okay. So let's say I use addition angle. Sin 90 minus beta equals h, right? Okay, so the addition angle formula for sine is sin a plus minus b equals to sin a cos b plus minus cos a sin b. That's the formula that we will use, the addition angle formula. So it becomes sine, okay, your a will be 90, and then cos b, but your b is beta. And then plus minus means you will follow the symbol here. So this one is minus, this one minus. And then cos a sine b will be cos 90 sine beta equals to h. Okay, what is sine 90? 1, right? 1. And then what is cos 90? 0. Okay, sine beta equals h. But what is 0 times sine beta? You can cut, becomes 0. So you just left with cos beta equals h. You see. Same with this, right? That is why whenever you see 90 minus angle, you can straight away change like that. Okay, but of course, if you want to do the full working, can also lah. You end up the same thing also. So yeah, all right. So you don't have to do this, but if you want to do, can also. All right. So hopefully you understand how I label. All right. After labeling and using Pythagoras theorem to find the remaining side, now you can cari tengok apa dia mau lah. So they want cosec beta in terms of h. So cosec beta, you can use this sudut. Not this sudut that one, the atas one is 90 minus beta. You want beta, so you should be tengok guna sudut bawah sini. So the cosec is actually 1 over sine beta, and then for sine beta you tengok sudut sini and then ambil opposite bahagi hypotenuse, because sine formula is O bahagi H. So the opposite square root 1 minus H square. But you have to leave some space here because later you have to check positive or negative. And then over with the hypotenuse of the right angle is 1. Okay, you have to check whether positive or negative. Okay, sine first quadrant positive. Okay, yeah, first quadrant memang positive. Okay, and then now you can continue here. Okay, ini dia kena bahagi 1 dulu. Tapi bahagi 1 nothing happen. So you just left with 1 over square root 1 minus H squared. That's the answer. This is the answer. Okay. Alright, sudah siap. Okay, is there anything else I want to say? Oh yeah, I want to cakap satu benda. You should always after label after labeling the two side, you should always find the remaining side. Because if you don't find the remaining side, you cannot do what they ask you here. Because sometimes they might ask you like tangent or cotangent or whatever lah, or sine or cos. So you need to always find out the remaining side. Okay. So yeah, so all in all, for this type of question, you have to remember to draw lah. Yeah, without the drawing, you can't do it. All right. I hope my explanation helped you understand, and I will continue. Okay, number 5 is clearly vector question from 4 chapter 8. Let's go. Given that AC vector is 7i plus 5j. When I see ij, I know it's a coordinate vector question, because ij is specialized for coordinate vector. The vector yang duduk dalam Cartesian plane punya lah. Okay, the coordinates of A and B are this and this. Alright, so AB. Oh, that means I can find vector AB lah, because they give us the A coordinate and the B coordinate. So it's possible to find the AB vector. Just take B coordinate minus A coordinate. Okay, but let's see what they want first. Find BC. Oh, so they don't want the AB. They want BC. Alright, how to find B to C punya vector? Okay, do I have point B and point C? If I have point B and point C, it's very good. Because if I have point B and point C, then I can take the C punya coordinate minus B punya coordinate. C minus B. Tapi tak ada. Saya ada B saja. C punya coordinate tak ada. So macam mana? Alright, you can go from B to A first. Yeah, from B to A first, because you have both the AB coordinate. And then baru tambah dengan AC. And why I choose to do it like that is because I can find the BA vector myself, and also the AC is given. The AC vector is given. That's why I choose to do it like that. Alright, for the BA vector, I will already have the two coordinates. So I will just minus lah. But you have to be careful here. You have to take the A coordinate minus the B coordinate. Bukan sebaliknya. Dia kena A tolak B. Sebab apa tahu? Sebab you nak cari B to A. B to A, not A to B, right? So if it's B vector, B to A punya vector, you have to take A minus B. So it has to be 2 minus 4, 4 minus negative 3. Okay, 2 minus 4 tulis dekat I, 4 minus negative 3 tulis dekat J. Okay, but I write in the bracket form lah. Yeah, I usually prefer the bracket form one. It's much more easy. But if you want to write in IJ, can also like that lah. 2 minus 4I plus 4 minus negative 3J like that. Nak tulis macam ni sama boleh, sama saja. Okay, tambah AC. Okay, since this one I write in bracket form, this one also I write in bracket form, 7, 5. Okay. Okay, so now it becomes 2 minus 4, negative 2, 4 plus 3, 7 plus 7, 5. And the final answer comes out already. So I dengan I tambah, J dengan J tambah. Negative 2 plus 7, 5, 7 plus 5, 12. So the answer is 5, 12. Or you can say 5I plus 12J. Okay. Okay, next step, find the unit vector in the direction of BC. So, to find the unit vector, you need to know the formula. The formula for unit vector is you take the whole vector, divide with the magnitude. Okay, but make sure the vector is in terms of ij lah. So, do we have the vector BC in terms of ij? Yes, that's the vector BC in terms of ij. So, now we just find the magnitude so that we can sub bawah nanti lah. Okay, square root, bracket square plus bracket square, here is 5, 12. Yeah, this is how you find magnitude. It's always bracket square plus bracket square. But the dalam bracket, you kena masuk nilai before the ij. Yeah, you have to masuk number before ij. So this one you press all this, you get 13. So the magnitude is 13. Now for the unit vector, it will be BC vector, which is 512 divided with the magnitude 13. So it will look something like this lah, 1 over 13 and then 512 and then divide with 13, 5 over 13, 12 over 13 like this. Okay. Yeah. Okay, if you want to write in IJ form also can. But this question never specify cakap nak tulis dalam form yang mana, so I can just write either one. So I choose to write in the bracket form lah. Okay, that's it. Okay, number 6. This one is function. So from 4 chapter 1. Okay, this looks like a very easy question because they give you hx and they ask you to find x when hx equals 1. So it's quite easy actually. Just take the whole thing, it equals to 1. Okay. Okay, there's a modulus here. That means if you try to sketch this graph out, you will get a V shape. Okay, it will be a straight line. Yeah, because it's a linear, right? The x highest power is 1 is a linear. But with the modulus, the straight line will reflect. When it reach the x-axis here, it will reflect up. Okay, like that. Okay, okay lah. But the shape is not important for this question. What they are asking for is the values of x when hx equals 1. So if hx equals 1, that means this whole thing, modulus 3 minus 4x equals to 1, and you are trying to find x. Okay, when you're trying to find x, how you want to do this? You have to pindah the modulus dulu. Ya, you have to pindah modulus dulu. Okay, when you pindah modulus, ada dua jawapan, satu positif, satu negatif. So 3 minus 4x equals 1, another one is negative 1. And then cari x dari sini lah. So, my x is negative, so jadikan dia positif. And then 1 hantar sini jadi 3 minus 1. So your answer here will be 3 minus 1, which is 2 bahagi 4, 1 over 2. Same thing I'll do here. Minus 4 pindah supaya dia jadi positif. Minus 1 jadi plus 1. So your x will be 3 plus 1, which is 4. 4 divided 4 is 1. Okay. Alright. That's the two answers. Okay, let me explain why there's two answers. Because you remember I told you this shape will be like this. And you are finding when hx equals 1, right? Means you are finding when y equals 1. So when y equals 1, let's assume it's here lah. So you can see there's 2x answer. Sebab tu ada dua jawapan. Sebab tu ada dua jawapan. Alright, whenever we get two answers, we should always check whether we have to reject or we have to take both answers, right? Okay, in this case, you have to take both answers because they already said find values, ada S. And then in BM also cakap cari nilai-nilai. So I don't think you can reject any answer here. So both boleh ambil. Tapi ada juga soalan yang you kena reject punya lah. Like for example, soalan yang ada bagi diagram and let's say dia label, like contoh dia label sini, let's say dia tulis M sini and then suruh cari M, then maybe you have to reject the other one. Itu contoh lah, itu contoh. Tapi ini tak ada macam ni, so sudah siap. Okay, B is still the same question, so it's still function, it's still fungsi. Okay, a runner burns calories according to this function. So this is the function for burning calories. Okay, alright, such that GT is the total calories burned after running 40 minutes. Oh, I think this is important. So GT, let's write down. What is GT represents? Total calories burned. So I'll just write here total burn. Just tulis short form lah. After running 40 minutes. Okay, so the T is the time, right? But kalau dia ada bagi unit, better kalau you tulis unit. It would be better if you just write the unit minutes. Okay, after the run, the body continues to burn calories during the recovery period. According to the function FC equals 0.25C, such that C is the total calories burned during the run. Okay, FC represents total calories burned during the run. Tadi pun total burn kan? Tadi pun total burn. Tapi ini untuk during the run. Wait, this one is during what? A runner. Oh, this one is after running. Wait, a runner burns calories according to this function such that GT burn after running. So this one is after lah. After run. And then the body continues to burn calories during the recovery period. So this one is during the recovery lah. During the recovery period. Yang tadi is after running, ini recovery period. Such that C is the okay. Okay. C. Okay, I silap already. Yeah. So the FC is actually the C baru total calories burn. Ini baru total calories burn. Ini baru total calories burn. Okay. And then the FC, that one is the body continues during the recovery period. So this one is also calories burned, but during the recovery lah. Okay, so let me explain. FC is the total calories burned during recovery, and then C is the total calories burned during the run. Total calories burned during the run. Okay, and then the GT is also total calories burned during the run, and then T is the minutes lah. Okay, so by using the concept of composite function, express the function for calories burned during recovery in terms of T. Okay, function for during recovery is FC. Okay, FC. Okay, but they want in terms of T. So if you want to change this to T, what you can do? Okay, sebenarnya yang C is total calories burned during run, right? But did you realize this one GT is also total calories burned during run? So the C can be replaced with GT here because they are the same thing. They are both total calories burned during run. Okay, for running. So you can masuk GT here, and then the GT function you can ganti 8T minus 10. And dalam sudah tak boleh buat kan, 8T minus 10 tak boleh buat dah. Then you tengok luar. So what you have to do, take the 8T minus 10, ganti masuk dalam fx punya x. Okay, in this case is FC lah. So you ganti dalam FC punya C. So FC is 0.25C, tapi the C have to ganti with 8T minus 10. So now you press this. Okay, 0.25 darab 8, 0.25 darab 10. Okay, when you darab 0.25 means you divide 4. So 8T divide 4 is 2T. Negative 10 divide 4 is negative 5 over 2. Ataupun 2.5 lah. So that is the answer. Okay. Alright. It's only worth 2 marks. So that's all. Okay, C is also another function question. So let's go. Given the function f inverse is x plus 5 over 3. Oh, so we can find fx, right? Okay, let's see what they want first. 6 darab f inverse A equals to f1. Find the value of A. Okay, yang ni penting. So dia kata 6 darab f inverse A equals to f1. Tapi I rasa I have to find out the f1 and the f inverse A dulu. Sebab kalau saya tak cari dua ni, macam mana saya nak masukkan? Betul? So we have to find f1 and f inverse A. Alright, let's find out the f inverse A dulu. Okay, let's find out this. Alright, to find out f inverse A is actually very easy. Just sub the A inside here, then can already. Because this one is f inverse x already, right? So what's difficult here is the f1, right? Yeah, because you don't have the fx. So let's find fx first. Alright, kalau dia bagi f inverse x and you cari fx, apa cara dia? Senang je, just let both sides equals to y. Let f inverse x equals to y. The other side also equals to y. And then both sides also you cari x single. So for this side you cari x single, f inverse hantar jadi fy. And then here also you cari x, because x is the fy. So x equals to y times 3 is 3y plus 5 jadi minus 5. And since x is fy, so fy equals 3y minus 5. And therefore your fx is 3x minus 5. But they want f1, right? So you nanti ganti x dengan 1 lah. Alright, so yang ni saya akan sambung sini. 6 darab dengan f inverse A. So for this, I will open big bracket. The f inverse A, I will just masuk A dalam f inverse x punya x. So f inverse x is x plus 5 over 3. So it will be bracket plus 5 over 3. But this one is A plus 5 over 3. Equals to f1. F1 means you kena ambil 1 masuk, ganti masuk dalam fx punya x. So fx is 3x minus 5. So dia akan jadi 3. And then the bracket x jadi 1 minus 5 macam tu. Okay, 3 minus 5 is negative 2 here. And then here you left with 6 times A plus 5 over 3. Okay, the 6 and the 3 can cut. Yeah, they both can bahagi 2. Atas bawah memang boleh potong. So 3 bahagi 3 1, 6 bahagi 3 2. So the 2 you can expand now. Dia akan jadi 2A, 2 times 5 is 10. So now how to find A? Minus 10, negative 2 minus 10, negative 12, and then divide 2, negative 6. So that's the answer. Okay. Alright, sudah siap? Okay, number 7. What chapter is this? I see alpha, beta. I see roots. Okay, this one is from 4, chapter 2. The quadratic chapter. Okay, let's read the question. A quadratic equation is given by x squared plus 9x plus 2k equals 0. So this equation is already susun dalam general form. Okay, it's already in general form. Such that k is constant. It is given that the equation has roots alpha and beta. So it's already in general form. And then the roots is alpha and beta. Roots means the x, the solution. So the first one is alpha, the other one is beta. Okay. And then they say form a new equation with roots 2 plus alpha minus beta, 2 minus alpha plus beta in terms of k. Okay, this one you have to use the Sorpor method. Yeah, the Sorpor method. So when you see the word roots in the question, if they never mention 2 different roots, 2 equals roots or no roots, then you will do Sorpor. But if they say two equal roots, two different roots, no roots, that one you have to do b squared minus 4ac. Okay, but this one is Sopor method lah. Okay, let's talk about the Sopor formula. So the sort formula, sum of roots, x1 plus x2 equals negative b over a. Okay, if you learn in BM, you will write HTP, hasil tambah punca. And then dia akan jadi x1 tambah x2 sama dengan negative b over a lah. It's the same thing lah, just they change the sort to HTP. Okay, hasil tambah punca. And then kalau por dalam bahasa Melayu is HDP, hasil darab punca. And the formula is x1 times x2 equals c over a. Okay, and then the last thing is when they ask you to form new equation. And the formula you will be using this, it will be this x squared minus sort x plus 4 equals 0. This is how you get the general form for when you form equation. Okay, all right, so these are the three main things you need to know lah. All right, so now we can start. First, you have to do Sopor for the old equation first. And then later we have to do one more time Sopor for the new equation. Okay, for the new equation, the x1 is 2 plus alpha minus beta. And then the x2 equals to 2 minus alpha plus beta. Alright, I can feel it will be very complicated already because when you find the por for this later, you have to expand 3 terms into 3 terms. So later you have to have 9 arrows. Okay, but it's okay. That one, we worry about it later. First thing is we have to get our first Sopor here first. It means we have to do 2 times lah, the Sopor. The first time is we have to do it, but when you first time do it, you have the equation. So you can write the negative b over a c over a, but for the second time, you are trying to form. So you will use the first Sopor here to help you here lah. Alright, so let's do the first time Sopor. The sort will be, formula is x1 plus x2 equals negative b over a. So alpha plus beta equals negative b over a. The b is 9, the a is 1. So alpha plus beta equals negative 9. For the por, the formula x1 times x2 equals c over a. So alpha times beta equals c over a, which is 2k over 1. So your alpha times beta equals 2k over 1. Okay, sampai sini you tak boleh buat apa dah, right? Because there's 2 unknowns here, 2 unknowns here. Okay, so you tak payah pergi buat simultaneous. You jangan pergi buat apa penggantian and then you go and cari alpha and beta. Tak payah. Just leave it like this and then go to, and then now you do Sopor for the new roots. You buat Sopor untuk roots yang baru sini. Okay, when you buat Sopor baru sini, nanti dia mesti akan jadi in terms of alpha beta kan. But then when you reach there, you use these two to help you lah. Okay, alright. And also the soalan already say boleh in terms of k. So yeah, nanti jawapan boleh ada k lah. Okay, tapi tak boleh ada alpha beta. Okay, there's handwriting. Okay, I think I need space. Okay, I know there's handwriting here, but just ignore that. Yeah, let me just erase it. Okay, so what you have to do now? Find the SOR and the POR. Okay, when you do the SOR and the POR for this equation, you don't have the equation. Do you realize? You don't have the equation. You are trying to form the equation. So you will not be able to write down the negative b over a and the c over a because you don't know the ABC. So you will just do 2 plus alpha minus beta tambah 2 minus alpha plus beta. That's it. That's it. You will not write equals negative b over a. You jangan pergi equal negative 9 over 1. Tak boleh. Itu equation untuk roots lain. Yang untuk roots ini you tak ada equation dia. So you just leave it macam tu. And then the equal you just write here. Okay, 2 plus 2 boleh buat dapat 4. Alpha minus alpha 0. Negative beta plus beta 0. So that is the SOR value. You don't even need to use this to help you, right? So you already get the SOR. Okay, for the POR, you kena darab lah. Okay, you will just take 2 plus alpha minus beta multiply with 2 minus alpha plus beta, and I will write in bracket like this. Okay, tak payah tulis itu equals c over a. Because when you usually when you want to form equation, you will not have the ABC one. Because if you have the ABC, then why else you want to form, right? You are finding the thing, you are forming equation because you don't know the ABC. That's why you're forming. Alright, sekarang kita kena darab. Okay, macam mana nak darab 3 terms into 3 terms? You have to darab macam ni. 2 times 2 dapat 4. 2 times negative alpha, negative 2 alpha. 2 times beta plus 2 beta, like this. And then now go to the second term here, which is alpha, and then repeat the same process. Okay. Okay, so alpha times 2 alpha. Alpha times negative alpha square. Alpha times beta plus alpha beta. And then the last thing is the third term from here, which is negative beta, and then repeat the same process lah. Negative beta times 2 is negative 2 beta. Negative beta times negative alpha is positive alpha beta. And then last one, negative delta times beta is negative beta square. Okay. Okay, I don't have enough space. That's why I write like this. Okay, so sekarang yang boleh potong, ada tak yang boleh potong? Negative. Okay, ada. 2 beta minus 2 beta kan? Itu kosong. Okay, lagi. Negative 2 alpha plus 2 alpha boleh potong juga. Yang itu kosong juga. Alright, I think that's all. Yeah, so you left with 4. And then minus alpha square, okay. And then plus alpha beta, okay, the one you can write plus 2 alpha beta. Okay, plus 2 alpha beta. And then minus with beta square, right? Okay, so it becomes 4. Okay, the minus alpha square minus beta square I will write first. And then the plus 2 alpha beta, yang tu boleh sub dengan 2k. Right? So you left with 4. And then plus 4k here. Okay, yang ni nanti kita tengok. Nanti baru kita tengok. So the soalan say boleh in terms of k. So it's okay kalau you punya k tu ada dekat situ. Alright, so now this is the problem here. Negative alpha square minus beta square. How we supposed to... macam mana nak buat yang ni? Alright, can we use this information to help us? No, because this one is alpha plus beta. Saya punya bukan alpha plus beta sekarang. So I think I can take out the negative. Right? But when you take out the negative, dua-dua kena tukar tanda, so jadi alpha square plus beta square. Right? But yang ini boleh tak sub dengan negative 9? Tak boleh juga. Sebab ini alpha plus beta. Ini alpha square plus beta square. Then maybe some of you will say, oh sir, sub negative 9 square lah. Tak boleh. Salah. Mana boleh? You tak boleh cakap alpha square plus beta square, and then you terus, square ni terus letak luar macam ni, and then terus ganti negative 9 square. Ini salah. Wrong. Because the square, you cannot letak outside bracket macam ni. Unless this is a times. Kalau ini darab, then boleh buat macam ni. Kalau darab lah. Sekarang dia tambah. So you cannot just square letak luar macam ni. Tak boleh. So you have to use another method. And let me tell you what method you will use. So, for the alpha plus beta square, you learned before. How do you expand this? It will be alpha square plus 2 alpha beta plus beta square. Like that, right? Yeah, this is the factorization identity. So it's like when you expand this, you ambil yang ni square, and then yang ni darab 2. Dapat 2 alpha beta, and then baru ambil beta square. So what you want now is this one and this one. Do you realize? The alpha square plus beta square. So you can pindah. Alpha square plus beta square is actually what? Alpha plus beta square minus with 2 alpha beta. So 4 minus, okay, there will be a very big bracket here. So for the alpha square plus beta square, what you have to do? Okay, the square, you can letak luar macam ni. Tapi you kena minus dengan 2 alpha beta. Macam tu. Faham ke? So, just now I said, right, the square, dia tak boleh letak outside bracket terus. Sebab dia tambah. Kalau darab boleh. Tapi kalau square tak boleh kan? So, kenapa tak boleh? Sebab kalau you square letak luar, dia sebenarnya kena tolak lagi dengan 2 alpha beta. Because when you expand the alpha plus beta square, you will get something in the middle here, which is the 2 alpha beta. That's why you kena tolak dengan benda tu. Then only you left with what you want. Okay? Alright, hope you understand lah. And also you have to use big bracket because there's like so many terms inside. So it will get confusing later. And also it's a minus here. That's why the bracket very important. Okay, 4 minus. Okay, sekarang buat dalam dulu. Alpha plus beta, now can sub already lah. Negative 9 square. And then minus 2 alpha times beta, now can sub already lah. 2k. And then plus k, right? Okay, dalam boleh buat lagi. So jangan buka bracket dulu. Negative 9 square is 81. Minus 2 times 2 is minus 4k, tutup bracket plus k. Okay, sekarang baru kita buka kurungan tu. So, bila you buka, dalam kurungan ada 2 term. So, dua-dua pun kena tukar tanda. 81 plus 4k, macam tu. Plus k. So, the final answer, 4k plus k, 5k. 4 minus 81, negative 77. Wait. 4. Wait. Okay, this one is plus 4k, right? So, it should be plus 4k lah. I tertinggal the 4 here guys. So, yang ni pun 4k. So, silap dekat sini, careless. So, it should be what? It should be plus 4k sini kan? Yeah, it's about 4k kan? 4k. And then 4k plus 4k is 8k. 4 minus 81 should be negative. Okay, what is this? 77 Yeah, 77. Okay, so now you're done. Yeah, now you are done with your sorpor. Yang k tu tak apa. Sebab soalan kata boleh in terms of k. So now you can just write your equation now lah. Alright, so they want you to form equation in terms of k, right? So you need your SOR value here and the POR value here. So the formula for forming equation I write here already. X square minus SOR x plus POR equals 0. So the final answer would be dot 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 x square minus with the SOR value which is 4. So 4x and then tambah dengan POR. Okay, POR ni tak payah tukar tanda, just masuk saja. Equals 0. So that's the answer. Okay. Yang K tu tak apa. Dia kata boleh in terms of K, so that's the answer. Alright, that's all. Okay, let's do B. Find the range of values of P for inequalities 2P squared bigger or equals 13P plus 7 by using the graph sketching method. Okay, this is under 2.1. Yeah, because under 2.1 you learn about quadratic equation and inequalities. Okay. Okay, what about question A? Question A tadi, this is also 2.1. Sopo also 2.1. Yeah, because 2.1 you learn about quadratic equation and inequalities. Tapi yang tadi ini quadratic equation lah. And then this one B is quadratic inequalities. And for quadratic inequalities, dia ada 3 cara. Yeah, there's 3 methods to solve the quadratic yang ketersamaan quadratic. First is called the graph sketching method. And then you have the table method. And then you have the number line method. Okay, but this question they ask for the graph sketching method, which is good because this method is the easiest one out of the 3. And it's also the method that we will always use. If the soalan never say which method, we will always go for this method. Okay. Alright, so let's start doing it now. First is change to general form. 2p square, kalau ada square, everything on one side equals 0. So minus 13p minus 7 bigger equals 0. And then now next thing is find the value of p. So you factorize lah. Alright, if you press calculator, you get two answers, 7 and negative 1 over 2. But you have to write equals here. And then yang bracket sini, you have to write p minus 7. And ini jadi 2p plus 1. Okay, sini you kena ikut atas. This one is bigger 0. This one also bigger equals 0. Okay, but the equal here, you cannot change bigger. If you write bigger like this, then your answer tak logic already. So how can your p answer bigger than 7, bigger than negative 1? Like, tak logic kan? So what you have to do now is you use one of this method, one of the 3 methods here to find out the range. Okay, but they already say use graph sketching method. So you just use the graph sketching method. You will draw a shape like this and then draw the x-axis. Sini letak number, the small number put here. So what's the small number? Negative 1 or 2, and then big number put here. And then you have to shade the region. Okay, if the symbol is smaller, you shade here. But now the symbol is bigger, so you have to shade here and here. Okay, yeah. Kita kena tengok baris yang ni. Bracket bigger kan. Alright, so after you are done, you can write the range now. So the range is p smaller than negative 1 over 2, comma, another region here is p bigger than 7. Okay, dia ada line sini kan? Dia ada equal sini. Okay, then letak line lah. Maksudnya yang line ni dia sebenarnya tak penting pun. Kalau dia ada dekat soalan, you letak. Kalau dia tak ada dekat soalan, tak payah letak. Macam tu. Okay, that's all. Alright, this one is 2 point berapa pula? It's also chapter 2, but okay, let's see. Has real roots. This one is under 2.2. Tadi soalan 2.1, ini 2.2. So 2.2 is called type of roots. You belajar pasal jenis punca. The b square minus 4ac lah. Okay, so let's read. A quadratic equation is given by this. Okay, let's susun jadi general form. 6x square, okay, 3 minus 8 boleh buat minus 5x. Minus q jadi plus q equals 0. Okay, the q that will be the c. Because dia tak ada x square. Okay, alright, and then such that q is a constant. Find the range of values of q if the equation has real roots. So this is the keyword, has real roots. Okay, you don't go and do the SOPO method. No. SOPO is when they give you the roots. Then only you do SOPO. But if the soalan say 2 different roots or 2 equal roots or no roots, you shouldn't do SOPO. You should do the b square minus 4ac. Alright, when the equation has real roots, the b square minus 4ac, or you can say the discriminant, will be bigger or equal 0. Okay? Yeah, this is called the discriminant. Dalam bahasa Melayu, pembeza layan. Pembeza layan. Alright, so you have to do bigger equals. Sir, why bigger equals? Because when it's bigger than 0, we say it has 2 different real roots. When it's b squared minus 4ac equals 0, we say it has 2 equal real roots. And then when it's b squared minus 4ac smaller than 0, we say it has no real roots. Or you can say imaginary roots, right? But this question, they say, has real roots. So it could be 2 different real roots, it could be 2 equal real roots. We don't know. They never say it's 2 different or 2 equal. That's why we have to combine this and this. So bigger and equal, when you combine, it becomes bigger equals. Sekarang kita masukkan nilai B, A dan C. And then cari range untuk Q lah. Alright, so masuk nilai B dulu. Negative. So that's why I change to general form dulu lah. Because kalau tak general form, macam mana nak tahu nilai A, B, C kan? Okay, so A berapa? 6. And then C is Q. Okay, done. Alright, 5 square, 25. And then negative hilang dah. Sebab bila you square negative, jadi positive. Negative 4 times 6 is negative 24. Q bigger equals 0. Okay, I'm trying to find range of Q. So the Q has to be single here. So I will move the 25 away. Become negative 25. But the symbol is still bigger equals. Okay, now you can pindah negative. So when you pindah negative, yang ni kena tukar tanda jadi 25. But do you know when you pindah negative, what you are actually doing is you are actually taking this divide with negative 1. And when you divide by negative 1, when you take this number divide negative, symbol ni kena terbalik. So this symbol have to flip. Bigger equals becomes smaller equals now. So your final answer Q smaller equals 25 or 24. So that's the answer. Okay. So yeah, whenever you divide negative, this one have to flip. Have to terbalik. Alright, that's all. Sudah siap? Okay, number 8 pula. Okay, what is this? Listing out all terms of sequence is not accepted. Okay, just by this line, I know it's a progression question already. From 4 chapter 5. How come I know just by by reading this? Because only in progression question they will say only in progression question ada listing method saja. So they say listing out is not accepted. That means automatic is the progression lah. Because only progression soalan is possible to use the listing method. Okay. Alright, let's read the soalan now. Firdaus joined a 1000 page reading program organized by a library. So the program is to read 1000 page. Okay. He reads 6 plus x pages on the first day. And then 4x minus 4 pages on the second day. And 7x minus 14 pages on the third day. A, determine the type of progression involved. Justify your answer. Oh, it means these three, this is the first 3 terms of a progression. But we don't know whether it's arithmetic or geometric. And they want you to determine whether it's arithmetic or geometric. Okay. Alright, if it's arithmetic, the difference of the consecutive terms will be same. Dia punya beza akan sama. Yeah, the difference of the terms will be same. But if it's a geometric, the ratio will be the same. The nisbah will be the same. Okay. So let's write it in a row first. So soalan A. Okay, can I do up here? Okay, no space there. Okay lah, I do up here lah. Yeah, do down lah, Okay, so I do here. So first term is 6 plus x, that's the first day. Second day is 4x minus 4. Alright, and then the third day is 7x minus 14. So this is your T1, this is your T2, this is your T3. So what do you think? Is it arithmetic or geometric? Okay, I don't think it's a geometric because when you take this one, bahagi this one, I don't think you can simplify it. Like, okay lah, maybe you can factor and then potong a bit lah. But I don't think it will be same with the ratio here. Okay, so I think it's a arithmetic. But if you want to prove it, you have to find out the difference lah. So you can find the D1, the difference, common difference by taking T2 minus T1. And then the other one you find is D2, you find T3 minus T2. And of course, if the D1, D2 sama, then confirm lah, dia arithmetic. So let's take T2 minus T1. T2 is 4x minus 4, minus with T1, 6 plus x. Okay, but when you minus with 2 terms, you have to be careful because we have to open bracket. Yeah, especially when it's minus. Because kalau minus 2 term, dua term pun kena tukar tanda. So dia jadi 4x minus 4, minus 6 minus x. So it becomes 4x minus x, 3x minus 10. And then for the T3 minus T2, it will be 7x minus 14, minus with 4x minus 4, but same thing again. When you minus with 2 terms, have to open bracket. And also both terms inside the bracket have to tukar tanda. 7x minus 14 minus 4x plus 4, like that. Okay, 7x minus 4x is 3x. Negative 14 plus 4 is negative 10. As you can see, jawapan sini dengan jawapan sini sama. So, Surak boleh confirm yang dia adalah arithmetic. So, determine the type of progression involved, justify your answer. So, we can say, for the reason since D1 is equals to D2, yeah, from the calculation. So, that, comma, this is an arithmetic progression. Arithmetic progression. Janjang arithmetic. Okay. So, that's how I would do it. Okay. The soalan got asked us to justify. That's why you have to write a sentence. You kena tulis satu ayat macam tu. Okay, let's do B pula. So B, I will do it here. If Firdaus reads 10 pages on the first day, wait, what? 10 pages on first day. It means T1 equals to 10 lah. It means I can find X lah, because your T1 is 6 plus X, right? That's the number of pages on the first day. So your X equals to 4. Okay. And then they say how many pages read by him on the 14th day. Okay, let's write down our progression first, because now we already have the X. So it will be 4 plus 6, which is 10. And then this one X ganti dengan 4. So 4 times 4, 16. 16 minus 4 is 12. And then this one ganti 4. 4 times 7, 28 minus 14 is 14. Yeah, so this is the page read in the first day, then second day, third day. So they want to find the pages read by him on the 14th day. So your A is 10, your D is 2, right? And then cari T14 lah, right? T14, bukan S14. S14 will be the total number of pages read for the first 14 days. Ini dia nak hari ke-14 baca punya page saja. So just T14. So the formula will be 10 plus N minus 1D, which is 13 times D. Okay, the answer will be 36. So that is the answer. Okay. Okay, let's just write the unit like pages lah. Okay. Okay, let's do the final question, part C. The organizer allocates. Okay, whenever I teach my student, when I always tell them allocate means smaller equals. Yeah, allocates means smaller equals. Okay. So allocates the duration of 4 weeks for the participation to complete the reading. It means it has to be smaller equals 4 weeks lah. Okay, prove with calculation whether Firdaus managed to complete his reading within the given period. Okay, we already know the first day he managed to read 10 page. Second day is 12, 14 is for the third day, and so on, right? But they are asking you to prove with calculation whether Firdaus managed to complete his reading. Okay, I remember this is a 1000 page program, right? 1000 page program. So they are asking you whether he can finish 1000 page within 4 weeks, right? Within 4 weeks. Okay? So what you have to do is, this one is for first day, second day, third day. So we have to change this to number of days. So 4 weeks is how many days? 28 days, right? So this one is first day, second day, third day. So what I will do is I will find the S28 lah. S28, and then check whether our answer is more than 1000 or less than 1000. Okay. Of course, if it's less than 1000, that means you cannot finish lah. Because if your S28 less than 1000 means you tak sempat baca 1000 page lah. You only managed to read less than 1000. But if it's more than 1000, then that means you complete the program lah. You complete the reading within the period. Okay, the SN formula for arithmetic I write here is n over 2 big bracket 2a plus n minus 1d. So it will be 28 over 2 big bracket 2a, which is 10 plus n minus 1, 27 times d, which is 2 here. All right, now I'll press all this in my calculator. I'll get 1036. Okay, yeah, just use your calculator to help you. All right, the 1036 is the S28. It means when it reached 28 days, he already finished 1036 pages. So they want us to prove whether Firdaus managed to complete given. So yeah, dia sempat, dia boleh habis. Okay, but we have to write a sentence. Okay, so we can write Firdaus can or cannot? Can, right? Yeah, can complete his reading within given period. His reading within given period. And I'll even add one more baris to mention about like okay, I think I'll write like this. Since 1036 is more than 1000, comma, then only I write this. Yeah, since 1036 is bigger than 100, so therefore Firdaus can complete his reading. Yeah, it's better to write the reason inside also, right? Okay. Okay lah, this is only worth 2 marks. So I think this is like good enough already. Alright, that's all. I'm done. Okay, number 9 pula. Okay, what chapter is this? Okay, confirm log question lah. I see the log already. So from 4 chapter 4. This chapter is called indices, surd, and logarithms. So number A is an indices question, obviously. B is looks like a surd question, and then C is a log question. Okay lah, boleh. Alright, let's do the A. Okay, it's only worth 1 mark. Okay. Given A power M is equals to A power N. Alright, guys, if A power M is equals to A power N, you learned this before. If the base is same like that, then the power will be same also. So the M will be equals to N, right? But then the next thing he said is M is not equals to N. So this can't be right. Wait, so that means this can't be right also, right? Okay, so what's the deal here? Okay, tak apa, let's finish reading first. So M cannot equals N, state the value of A. Okay, soalan macam ni ya. Alright, so let me think. A, mm, 0 and 1 lah. Yeah, 0 and 1 lah. Okay, so the answer is 0 and 1. Okay, okay, but I assume if I cakap macam tu, you all mesti tak faham. So let me give you the full detailed explanation. So I will give you some notes here. So if your A power M is equals to A power N, that means your M equals to N. Yeah, your M equals to N. This one is confirmed. Okay, unless I put star here, unless the base A is 0, 1 or -1. Yeah, because when the base A is 0, 1, -1, then yeah, then this doesn't work really. Okay, let me give you example. So let's say A power M equals to A power N. So let me give you example. Same base, 2 power, 2 power. Let's say this one is 5, this one is 6x. Contoh soalan. So you can see dia ada ikut syarat ni kan, base A sama-sama. So automatic it means your M is equals to N. That means automatic 5 equals 6x, x equals 506, right? Tapi imagine kalau you punya base bukan 2 sekarang, you punya base kosong. Oh my god. So kalau kosong let's say this one is 5, this one is 6x. Can we say 5 equals to 6x? No. You know why You know why no Because 0 kuasa berapa pun dapat kosong. So you can't say this 5 is equals to 6x because tak semesti, right? Because 0 power 1 and 0 power 1000, they both give you 0. They both give you 0. So does that mean 1 equals to 1000? No. No. Okay. That is why it doesn't work with 0. What if it's a 1? Okay, let's try. Let's say 1 equals to 1. Let's say this one is power 5, power 6x. Can we say 5 equals to 6x? Cannot also. Because same reason. 1 power 69 and 1 power 68, they both give you 1. But does that mean 69 equals 68? No. How can 69 and 68? They are both different numbers. But when you take 1 power, you get 1. That's why this one cannot lah. So 1 also doesn't work. Same with the -1. Let's try -1 power, let's say 5, 6x. You cannot say 5 equals 6x also for this. Because let's say -1 power 3, then -1 power 5. Okay, you can see they both give you -1, right? Yeah, but for the base negative, if this one is even number, then you get positive already. Okay, yeah, which is not equal to this lah. So yeah, basically when the base is 0, 1, -1, then it doesn't work already. Because when the base is 0, 1, -1, I already proved to you, you actually get, because for base 0, dia tak kisah power berapa pun dia dapat kosong. Dia tak kisah power berapa pun dia dapat kosong. So you can't say that the power is equal on both sides. Same with the power 1 also. If the base is 1, dia tak kisah power berapa pun dia dapat 1. So you can't say that the power is equal. For -1, it will be a bit weird. -1 is when the power is even number, it will be 1. But when the power is odd number, nombor ganjil, then it will be negative. Okay? Yeah, so that's why that's the explanation lah. Alright, so with that being said, what is the value of A? So they did say that A power M equals A power N, but the M cannot equals N, right? Okay, when will the M and N cannot equal? Bila masa baru kita cakap M tak boleh sama dengan N? Apabila A sama dengan kosong, and A sama dengan 1, and A sama dengan -1. That's when we cannot. But technically -1, certain cases you can say is the same, right? Yeah, certain cases, because like -1 power, cannot also. Yeah, cannot also. -1 cannot also. Yeah, so I think I will write like this. Okay, So 0, 1, -1. Okay. Okay, I know in the schema, they only write 0, right? Eh, I forgot what the schema write. But I remember the schema only write satu saja. I tak ingat dia tulis kosong saja or one saja. I tak ingat lah. But kalau saya akan tulis tiga-tiga lah. Because I think zero also included. Yeah, 0, 1 included also. Okay. So kalau saya akan jawab satu. Okay. Alright. I will just continue. B. Given 27 power x equals to this, express small y in terms of small x. Okay, this is also like a Edis's question. Okay, so what you have to do? So for in this question, we will always try our best to change to everything to same base. If possible, change to same base. If possible, and if you change to same base, what method you will use to change to same base? You will just try to tukar nombor tu jadi base yang paling kecil. So 27, can you change to any base yang kecil? Yes, it can change to base 3. It's 3 power 3, right? But there is a power x here, so you have to write bracket and then x like that. Okay. Okay, 81, can you change to smaller base? Yes, it can change to base 9. 9 power 2 is 81. But I want paling kecil punya base. So it should be base 3 power 4 baru betul. But there's a y here. Don't. It's okay. Just put a bracket y like that. Counting. Okay, last one is square root 9. Square root 9 is 3 lah. Yeah, just write 3. But don't forget there's a big square root that covers everything. So big square root that covers everything means the whole bracket, big bracket, power 1 or 2 like that. Okay. Alright, it's good because now it's everything in base 3 already. And you know, if you have same base both sides, the m can equals to n, right? The m can equals to n. Unless the a is 0, 1, -1 lah. I already mentioned just now, right? Okay, but the a is not 0, 1, -none. The a is 3 now. So it's fine. Okay. So let's try to work towards this. Okay. Alright, my left side is already cantik already. 3 power 3x. So when the power side by side like this, you have to times. So you already in this form already. So let's try to make sure our right side also look like this. Then we can compare, can banding. Okay, the 3 power 4y times 3, this one tak ada power is power 1. And we all know, kalau dia darab base sama, the power kena tambah. But the 4 and y have to darab dulu lah. Because power side by side, so it'll be 4y and then plus 1. So 3 power 4y plus 1. But don't forget, there's other lagi, the power 1 over 2. So what happens when the power side by side again? Darab again lah. So 4y times 1 over 2 means bahagi 2. So 2y, 1 bahagi 2, 1 over 2. Okay, after getting here, now you can apply this. So a power m equals a power n, that means m equals to n. So as you can see, a power m, a power n. You see the a both 3, right? Both same already. That means the power will automatically be the same also. 3x equals 2y plus 1 over 2. But the soalan one y in terms of x, small y in terms of small x. So y kena single. Okay, so since the y already positive, so I takkan pindah dah. Sebab dia dah positif. Apa pasal you mau kacau dia lagi? Kalau you pindah 2y, nanti dia jadi negatif. You nak cari y sekarang. So kalau y sudah positif, jangan kacau dia. Pindah 1 over 2 instead. So jadi 3x minus 1 over 2. And then baru pindah 2 ke sana. Jadi bahagi 3x bahagi 2, 3 over 2x. 1 over 2 bagi 2, 1 over 4. That is the final answer. Alright, you can write again. Put the y on the left side like that. 3 over 2x minus 1 over 4. Right? Okay. Of course, you can also write it another way. Samakan penyebut. Samakan bawah jadi over 4. And then ini darab 2. Jadi 6x minus 1. Okay. Macam ni pun boleh, macam ni pun boleh. Dua-dua sama. They're both the same thing. Okay, that's all. Sudah siap? Sekarang kita buat C pula. Alright, this looks like a log question sebab ada log kan. Okay, given A power K equals to P, A power 2K equals Q, evaluate log base A PQ power 1 over K. So I'm going to write this down. I want to find log base A, bracket PQ, bracket 1 over K. Okay, take note here. The power 1 over K is outside the bracket. That means the power 1 over K is not only for Q, it's for both P and Q. If I write like that, then it's a different thing already. If I write that, that means the power 1 over K is only for Q. Okay, but they write it outside the bracket, that means for both lah. Okay, alright, they want you to evaluate this, means nak buat yang ni lah. Okay, confirm you have to use these two information to help you, right? So, when the information tak ada log, tapi yang you cari ada log, what is the general procedure? Jadikan yang ni pun ada log lah. Memang macam tu. Because yang soalan sekarang you ada log, tapi information dia tak ada log. So you should change your information supaya dia ada log. After that, then only you can buat lah. Faham kan? Alright, how do you change from index form to logarithmic form? So from index form to log form, you do it by pindah the base. So the number base here is A. So when you pindah to the other side, it becomes the log base. Okay, so base A hantar to the other side jadi log base, and then the P stay here, the K power also stay here, but it becomes a normal number already. Yeah, it's not power already, it becomes like a number. Alright, now for this, do the same also. So jadikan dia ada log. Okay, so same thing ah, base A tenang sana jadi log base, and then Q duduk sini, 2K sini. Right? And kenapa saya buat macam tu? Sebab saya nak guna info ni untuk buat yang ini. Okay. Alright, so first thing is check base dululah. Ya, tak kisah indices question or log base, you kena tengok base dulu. If the base is not the same, you cannot continue, you cannot do anything. Okay, the base is very important. So the one I want to find is log base A. The information also log base A, log base A. So the log base A, I will write it. That one good already. Yeah, it's cantik already. It's cantik already. Okay. Now for the bracket PQ power 1, okay, what I have to do? Okay, if you refer your information, this is log P base A, log Q base A. So confirm kita kena pecahkan. Sebab sekarang dia punya PQ is like together. And also they are both power 1, okay. So we cannot use this information now. We have to pecahkan dulu, right? But you don't go and pindah the 1, okay, in front. Because if you pindah in front, well, it doesn't help actually. It doesn't help actually. So what you should do is, you should do it like that. Kalau saya buat macam ni. Since I already know it's both power 1, okay, so I'll write like this. P power 1, okay, darab Q power 1, okay. Like this. And then baru guna laws of multiplication rule. The single log darab boleh tukar, boleh pecah kan? Single log darab, separate log tambah. So jadi log A P power 1, okay, tapi power boleh hantar depan. And then tambah log A Q, and then power hantar depan also like that. So now you can sub 1, okay, and then plus 1, okay. Okay, log P base A, this one lah. So K boleh ganti sini. Log Q base A is 2K, so ganti dalam masuk. Alright, finally you get your final answer. Cut. 1 plus 2 equals 3. Okay, so that's the answer. Alright, hope you understand. Okay, number 10 pula. Alright, what chapter is this? I see Y. I see gradient function. Okay, confirm is dy dx from 5 chapter 2. Yeah, because gradient function only comes out in the dy dx chapter. Okay. Alright, so it is given that the curve y equals to x bracket 4 minus x power 3. Okay, should I expand this? I will not expand this because it's power 3, and also we can use the UV formula to differentiate this. Okay, so I will not expand first. Okay, we have a gradient function of this. It means this is the dy dx lah. Remember guys, gradient function means dy dx. Okay, yeah, the other name for dy dx is gradient function ataupun gradient curve. So this is the dy dx. So we don't even need to differentiate. They already differentiate for me. 4 bracket 1 minus x, 4 minus x square, bracket square, right? Okay, and then it says has 2 stationary points, point P and point Q. So stationary point means turning point. Okay, so I'll write here TP. TP means turning point. We have 2 P127 and then Q40. So determine the nature of stationary point Q by using the tangent sketching method. Okay, before I explain to you what is the nature first, nature of point, before I explain that, I want to talk about how they get this dy dx first, right? Okay, guys, when you differentiate this, you cannot differentiate normally. You cannot differentiate normally. And also you cannot say like, oh sir, 3 darab x, 3 darab depan macam tu, 4 minus x square, and then differentiate dalam. No, wrong. You can only do this method when dia depan sini tak ada x. Okay, the correct way to differentiate this is to use the UV method, the product rule. Salin U differentiate V, tambah salin V differentiate U. That's the only way. Okay, and after you do that, confirm you will get this, right? So I will not be doing that lah, because they already do for me. Okay, and I don't think you need to do that to get full mark. Okay, so yeah, we already have the dy dx. Okay, just want to mention that. All right, now this is a turning point question. So confirm you do dy dx equals 0, right? And you don't have to do that also, because when you do dy dx equals 0, when you take this equals 0, you know the result will be 1 and 4. How come I know? Because they already give you the turning point. They already give you the turning point. If you take this equals 0, you end up with 2 answers. 1, 4. Well, actually, yeah, 2 answers. Yeah. So you don't have to do that also. So what the question actually asks for is to determine the nature of the point. Okay, let's talk about sifat bagi titik pegun ataupun nature of point. So there is 3 types of turning point. Okay, determine nature of point means determine the type of turning point. Okay, I believe I mentioned this in my last video also, but I don't remember which state paper, but tak apa lah, I explain again. So it's the type of stationary point, or you can say turning point, stationary point, or I can say nature lah, nature of point. So there is 3 types. First is we call it number 1, the minimum point. It could be the minimum point, and then number 2, it could also be the maximum point, and then number 3, it could be the inflection point. Okay, and what is the normal way to know whether it's minimum, maximum, or inflection? You do the second derivative, d2y over dx2. Yeah, d2y dx2 is the second derivative. You differentiate 2 kali lah. And if you differentiate 2 kali, kalau smaller 0, that means it's minimum. But if it's d2y dx2 is bigger 0, then it's max. Terbalik, 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 terbalik. This one is bigger 0. Okay, silap, silap. Ni smaller 0, kalau smaller 0 baru maximum. But if your d2y dx2 is equal 0, then it's inflection point. Okay, minimum point is very straightforward lah. Titik dia dekat minimum, that's why it's called minimum. Maximum, dia duduk dekat maximum lah. Inflection is when dia punya point macam ni. Dia bukan minimum, dia bukan maximum, dia macam middle macam tu. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you cannot call it minimum also because it's not the lowest point. You can't call it maximum also because it's not the highest point. So this is called inflection point. Okay, but this inflection point will not happen in quadratic. It will only happen in more complicated punya graph lah, like maybe a cubic graph. Okay, yeah, like this one is a cubic graph. Actually, no, when you kembang, it will become power 4. So yeah, it's like there mungkin dia ada inflection point. Alright, so this is the method used to determine the nature of the turning point, which is by doing second derivative. Tapi ada lagi satu cara, is called the tangent sketching method. And this soalan wants you to use that method. Okay, so what is the tangent sketching method? I'll explain to you now. Of course, if the soalan never say which method, I will just do this method, the second derivative. Just ambil ini, differentiate sekali lagi. But if you differentiate this sekali lagi, you will expand first and then do UV method again lah. Okay, okay, but we cannot do like that. The soalan say use tangent sketching method. Okay, the tangent sketching method looks like this. You find out the turning point first. You find out the turning point first. You need to have the turning point first, and then you take a value, and then you look at the x value here, the x coordinate. Take a value slightly before and slightly after, and find out the gradient tangent. And if the gradient before the turning point is like this, is negative, it means like this, and then the next one is positive, the middle one is 0, then you know already lah, is minimum. Okay, yeah, negative, because if you find the gradient tangent, you can know how the line, when you can know whether the line is going up or going down. Yeah, because if the line going down means the gradient negative, going up means positive, like that, then it's a minimum, right? But what if it's a maximum? So if it's a maximum, if you use the tangent sketching method, what will happen? The point slightly before the turning point will have a positive gradient. Yeah, because the line going up, positive gradient. Okay, and then after the turning point, it will have a negative gradient. Then that's how you know the maximum. Okay, yeah, this is when you're doing it using the tangent sketching method. For inflection, you will either get two negative or two positive. Okay, so yeah, all right. So what I will do now, okay, this one is negative gradient. Before is negative, negative, or it can be like both positive also. Yeah, both positive also. This is also called the, yeah, it's also called the inflection point lah. Okay, yeah, kalau dia minimum, dia akan jadi negative 0 positif. Kalau maximum positif 0 negatif. Kalau inflection dia dua-dua negatif ataupun dua-dua positif. Okay, so now we will do the tangent sketching method. Okay, we will need to draw a table for this. Yeah, we need to draw a table. So the table will look something like this. Something like this. Okay. And then I will, for the first column, you have to write X. For the first column, you have to write x. Second column, you have to find out the dy dx. Okay, the dy dx or the gradient tangent lah. Okay, yeah, I'll just call it here the mt, gradient tangent. And then the next one, you have to write down the sign of mt, the sign of dy dx. Yeah, whether it's positive or negative. And after you know the sign, then you can know the line whether it's going up or going down, right? So this one is for the tangent sketch. That's why it's called the tangent sketching method. Yeah, because you have to sketch the tangent. And for the last one you have to do is the graph sketch. Yeah, the graph sketch. And the graph sketch will tell you the overall, the big picture, the whole graph, whether it's minimum or maximum. Okay. All right. So this is the line like this, and then there will be line here. There will be line here, and then this line will go like this. This line will go like this. Wait, like that. Okay, there should be 3 columns here. Okay, yeah, there should be 3 columns here. Okay, the middle one, that is for the turning point x coordinate, right? So we already have the turning point. That's why we don't need to do already. Okay, but what if the soalan tak bagi turning point? Then you have to take this whole thing equals 0, dy dx equals 0, and then find out the turning point first lah. Okay, all right. They want you to determine the nature for point Q only, point Q only. So point P we can ignore. So point Q, look at the x coordinate 4. So that one you have to write in middle. And then this one you have to take slightly before 4, slightly before the thing. So slightly before, can take 3 lah. Actually, you can take any numbers, but don't take too far. Don't take too far. Like just slightly only, slightly. So 4 slightly, slightly before the 4 is 3 lah, and then slightly after you can take 5 like that, and then find out the dy dx. All right, you already know this will be 0. You already know this will be 0 because this is the turning point. So turning point dia punya dy dx empty mesti kosong. Kalau tak percaya boleh letak 4 minus x. You see, the x kalau ganti 4, 4 minus 4 0. 0 square is 0, and then 0 darab anything will be 0 also. So yeah, it's 0. Okay, now for the tiga. So the tiga, okay, I need space lah. Okay lah, I'll just do it here lah. When x equals to 3, your dy dx is equals to 4 bracket 1 minus 3 tutup bracket, and then bracket 4 minus 3 square. Okay, 4 tulis 4, 1 minus 3 is negative 2, 4 minus 3, 1 square is 1, and then 4 times negative 8. Okay, negative 8. All right, next one is when x equals 5. So your dy dx is equal to 4 bracket 1 minus 5 bracket 4 minus 5 square, like that. 1 minus 5 is negative 1, negative 4, and then 4 minus 5 negative 1 square, which is 1 lah. So I think I'll just write 1. Okay, 4 times negative 4, negative 16. So negative 16 here. Okay. All right. So now you can write down the sign. Okay, the sign here is negative. Okay, negative. Okay. And then this one is also negative. Okay, negative. And then the middle one is 0, right? So 0 ada tak sign? Tak ada. So just write 0. Okay. Okay, now for the tangent sketch. Okay, we all know for negative, for line with negative gradient, the tangent line will look like this, go down. Same thing here, also go down. Okay, for line yang gradient kosong, dia punya line tak ada sengit, dia straight macam ni, right? So for the graph sketch, it will be like this, like this, like this lah. This is the point Q, right? Before it will be negative, after also negative. So now you know already, is it a minimum point or maximum point or inflection point? It's an inflection point because I told you, kalau inflection point memang macam ni. Before the turning point and after the turning point will be both negative gradient ataupun both positive also lah. Alright, so now we can write down the nature of point Q. So we can say point Q is an inflection point. Okay, I think I should tell you in Bahasa Melayu also, because this word very important. I think it's good to know it in BM also. It's called titik lengkok balas. Inflection is titik lengkok balas. And then minimum maximum in Bahasa Melayu is minimum maximum lah. Wait, I feel like there's some more thing to explain here. Okay, so this is point Q, which is 40. Okay, what else I want to say? Oh, one more thing. If you use the second derivative method, which is the d2y or dx2, means you differentiate this again, and then you want to test for point Q, right? You sub the Q4 inside, you will get 0. Guys, if you use the second derivative method, you will get the same result one. Walaupun different method, tapi dia punya result mesti sama. Okay, doesn't matter whether you use the tangent sketching method or the second derivative method, it will give you the same. So imagine if I use the second derivative method for this, what I will do is I'll be differentiating this again to get the d2y dx2, and then since I'm using point q, I want to know the point q, I will sub the q, the 4, inside the second derivative answer, and trust me, you will get 0. You will get 0. That's why, yeah, because it's an inflection point. Okay, like that. Okay, okay lah, hope you understand. So that's all for my 10A. Okay, now 10B pula. Okay, what is this? Also differentiation, because it's still number 10. Okay, a composite solid consisting of a cone placed on top of cylinder. Kalau saya mesti saya lukis. Ya, sebab senang nak label and also easy to imagine the question. So we have a cone on top of a cylinder like that. Alright, both with radius xcm. So they both have the same radius xcm. Okay, the total surface area of solid is given by this. Okay, I already know it's a differentiation chapter, so why not we expand this? 4 pi x squared plus with 4 pi times 54. Okay, you can press 4 times 54. Oh my god, I don't have my calculator with me now, so I'm just gonna do it like that. For 216. Okay, so it becomes 216 pi over x. But later I have to differentiate. So why not the x letak atas? 216 pi x power negative 1 like that. Okay. Okay. So after expand, I get this. Okay, now what? Using calculus means using differentiation lah. Show that the percentage change in surface area of solid increased by 3.55% when the radius increased from 10.5 to 10.7. Alright, guys. Later confirm you have to differentiate this. Alright. And before that, I want to ask you what question is this first. So in differentiation, the other beberapa application, right? First is the tangent normal question, and then next you have the minimum maximum turning point soalan, and then you have the rate of change question, and you have the small change question, right? So this is definitely the what? The small change. Yeah, this is definitely the small change. Okay, because they already say show that the percentage change is equals to 3.55%. Oh, it's a show question. That means that means this is the answer lah. The 3.55% is the answer. And you have to show them the working how you get the 3.55%. Okay. All right, let's talk about percentage change formula. To get the percentage change formula, to get the percentage change, you have to use this formula. Take the small change. Let's say, okay, this one is percentage change in surface area, right? So let's say in A lah. So the percentage change in A will be delta A over the A for the original value times 100. Okay, that's how you find out percentage change. Okay, and to find the delta A, you have to take the new value minus the old value. Okay. Okay, they got give us the radius. Yang ni boleh guna ini information. So R increase from 10.5 to 10.7. So you can find your delta R from here. Just take this one minus this one, you get 0.2. Okay. Okay, the formula we will always use when we're doing small change is the dy dx almost equals to delta y delta x. But in this case, will be dA dx lah. Yeah, dA dx because the equation is A in terms of x. So dA dx equals delta A or delta x. Okay, the delta x is 0.2. Okay, guys, actually, the radius increased from 10.5 to 10.7, but we already decide to use x to represent radius. So we should not be writing r here. It should be x. This one is also should be x. Yeah, because x is radius. Yeah, that's why the delta x is 0.2. Okay. Okay, delta A is what we want to find last sekali. Delta A is is what we want. Okay, is what we want because we want to sub using this formula. So we have to find our dA dx from here. Okay, so let's differentiate dA over dx. So now you understand, right, why I expand and also naikkan the x is because I already know I will need to differentiate. Okay, differentiate 2 times 4 is 8 pi x, and then negative 1 times 2 times 6 is negative 216. Power minus 1 is pi x power negative 2. Alright, before you sub this whole thing inside, you kena ganti nilai x dalam sini dulu. So it'll be 8 pi x minus 216 pi. Okay, the x power negative 2, you can actually put it down, it become power 2 like that. And the reason why I do like that is because so that it will be easy to tekan calculator later. Okay. Alright, so this one is x is 10 point. When you sub x, always sub with the original value of x. The original value or the old value. Not the new value, the old value. So they already said from 10.5. That means 10.5 is the old value. So you have to sub with 10.5 and 10.5. Okay. Okay, I need calculator for this part. Alright, you wait for me a bit. I go and get my calculator. Okay, so just wait a bit. Okay, wait. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. So I'm back with my calculator. Now can press. Okay, 8 times. Okay, for the pi, they already say use 3.142 in the question. So I'll just press 8 times 3.142 times 10.5 equal, and then answer minus 216 times 3.142 divide 10.5 square. So I press everything, I got 257.77. Okay, dia bagi banyak decimal place. So I think I will not write the whole thing. I'll just write 257.77 for now. But it's okay, later we can use the answer button because when you sub here 257.77, and then for the delta A use the answer button answer times 0.2. Okay, my calculator gave me 51.55, but it's not over yet. They want the percentage change. So remember, the percentage change formula is what? Delta A over A times 100. So I will make some space like that. Okay, so the percentage change in A lah, will be delta A, which is 51.55, and later I'll use the answer button over the A original times 100. Okay, how to find the original value of A? Very easy. Just take the original value of X, sub inside the equation. Sub inside the A equation. That's all. Okay, that's all. So your A original, okay, I'll just make some space here and then do here lah. So the A original, okay, tengok equation ni lah. So it'll be 4 pi x squared plus 216 pi. The x power negative 1 is actually over x like that. And then the x sub with the 10.5. Because 10.5 is the original value of x. But I want original value of A. So you sub into the A equation lah. Alright, press this now. And let's see what we get. 4 times 3.142 times 10.5 squared. And then plus 216 times 3.142 divide 10.5. Okay, I got 1450.25. Actually 26. So 1450.26. Actually it's 257 lah, but you round off lah. 257.26. Okay, this one I will write it here also. Okay, so now I'll tekan 51.55 divide answer and then times 100. Okay, finally I got the answer. Okay, dia bagi banyak decimal place, so I think I'll just be writing 4 significant figures. So if I write 4 significant figures, it will be 3.55. Okay, it's 3.5545. So if I write in 4 significant figures, 3.555, right? But I remember this is a show question, so they write in 2 decimal place only, 3.5%. So I think I'll just follow them lah. Okay, so instead of writing 3.554, I'll just write 3.55. Yeah, because the next digit is 4, so you don't have to plus 1. So it's a show question, so we have to make sure our answer match with the answer yang dia bagi. So sudah sama kan? They say show show that the percentage change is increased by this. So sudah buat lah, and then you just write the word shown, then can already. Yeah, that's all. Sudah siap. Okay, sekarang kita buat C. Okay, a curve with a gradient function. Hey, when you see this word, you need to know it means dy dx. Okay, gradient function means dy dx. Sometimes they call it gradient curve, but it's the same thing. Okay, dy dx is 8x plus 3 passes through this point. Find the equation of curve. Okay, this one you have to do integration actually. Because find equation of curve means cari y. Okay, cari y. So dy dx equals to 8x plus 3. Alright, some student might make this mistake. Some student might say, sir, bukan ambil itu 1 ganti dalam bukan. Kalau you ganti 1, you are finding the gradient tangent. You are finding the gradient tangent. And you will not do like that, because you shouldn't do like that, because they are asking for equation. Okay. But what if they say find equation of tangent? Then only you do like that. If I change the question, I said find equation of tangent. Then you have to take the 1 ganti masuk, cari gradient tangent, and then guna the formula y minus y1 equals gradient x minus x1. Use the gradient tangent and the point to cari the equation tangent lah. But this one is different. This one they're asking for equation of curve. In other words, they're asking for because this one is the dy dx yang lepas differentiate, but they're asking for before differentiate punya. Before you differentiate this, what is this? So that's why you have to integrate balik. You have to buat balik ke atas. You have to do it in reverse lah. So how do you do it in reverse? You integrate the 8x plus 3. This is the integrate symbol. Okay, my favorite way of explaining this is I always tell them the D stands for differentiate. When you hantar to the other side, it becomes integrate symbol. And then the DX duduk bawah, when you hantar, dia akan jadi duduk atas macam ni. And then also one more thing. This one is kameran tak tentu sebab dia tak ada number sini. Kalau dia tak ada number, maksudnya nanti bila you integrate, dia akan ada plus C tau. And you kena cari C tu. And how to find C is to ganti point yang passes through. Sebab tu dia bagi 0.16 dekat sini. So tell me, what is the use of this to help you find C later? Untuk cari C nanti. Okay, let's integrate dulu. Integrate. Okay, when you integrate, power kena plus 1 and then you have to divide with the new power. So power plus 1 become 8x power 2, divide with the new power 2, and then integrate 3 will just be 3x. Tutup bracket. Okay, I told you, yang ni kamiran tak tentu. In English, indefinite integral. Indefinite integral, you have to letak plus C sini. Okay, sekarang kena cari C lah. Okay, ni boleh simplify sikit. 8 bahagi 2 dapat 4. Okay, sekarang ganti 1, 6. Sebab dia dah passes through. So, 6 sama dengan 4x square tambah 3x plus C. X letak 1, 1 macam tu. 6 equals. Okay, this whole thing you can just use your calculator. Tekan semua dapat 7. Yeah, 4 plus 3, right? Okay, so now your C, you dapat 6 minus 7, negative 1. Now, finally, you get your answer. Just masuk C dalam sini and then rewrite the whole thing lah. So y equals to 4x squared plus 3x plus c minus 1 macam tu. So that is the equation of curve. Okay. And of course, if you try to find dy dx from here, you will dapat balik 8x plus 3. Confirm. Okay. Confirm. Okay. Okay, that's it. Hope you understand. Okay, number 11. This is the permutation combination chapter. So form 5, chapter 4. Dalam bahasa Melayu, pilih atur dan gabungan. Okay, let's read the question. In an intelligence quiz, symbols were arranged in station A and station B as shown in diagram 3. So, diagram ni sudah tunjuk, ini semua simbol. So, ada simbol otak, simbol apple, simbol tak tahu apa entah, and then simbol button, alien, apa ni, angel, clock, topi, bola, and then ini ada star, apa ni, 8. Okay, R, simbol tick, badminton. Oh, star, oh, identical. So ada star yang okay muncul 2 kali kan. So when there's repetition, when there's identical object, the formula is different for permutation. So let's talk about, and also they already say the keyword arrange, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the permutation for identical objects. So identical Identical dalam bahasa Melayu kalau tak silap is secaman. Ya, objek secaman. Maksudnya objek dia identical lah, sama lah, sama. Okay, so untuk identical objek secaman, dia punya formula adalah n factorial divide with, siapa tahu? N factorial divide with a factorial, b factorial, c factorial, dot, 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 where the a, b, c represents a number of identical object. Number of identical object. Contoh, kalau let's say ada 2 identical object, then you bahagi 2 factorial lah. Tapi kenapa ada A, B, C? Because maybe bukan satu saja yang identical. Maybe ada 2 set yang identical. Like contoh, maybe the badminton symbol pun ada 2 kali. Or 3 kali. Then you kena ada A, B, C macam tu lah. Okay, but for this case, only the star saja lah yang repeat. Okay, let's see A kenapa. Find the number of triangles that may be drawn using the symbol as vertices. This one, no need to use permutation, right? Okay, atas dia kata arranged. Okay, and they already say it's arranged in this way. So ini memang sudah set dah dalam susunan yang ni, confirm dah. So I think we don't have to do permutation for soalan A. Sebab dia nak cari number of triangles that can be drawn using symbol as vertices. So for example, this is the vertex. This is the symbol, the vertex. You want to draw a triangle, so you can join this to the maybe the button symbol, and then join to the number 8, and then you dapatlah satu triangle. And then maybe the second one you do like that. Dapat 2 triangle, and then 3 triangle, 4 triangle, ada banyak lah, ada banyak. So if you want to know how many triangles you can draw, you have to use the combination. You kena guna C. Ya, sebab you tak susun pun, you tak order pun, you just join saja. You just join saja mah, you tak ada terbalikkan pun. So ada 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So out of 9 bucu, you will choose 2 bucu to join in station A. And then station B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bucu, you choose 1 je untuk join. And then darab lah. Okay, and then darab. Tapi, wait. Dia sebenarnya boleh juga kalau join macam mana? Dia sebenarnya boleh juga join kalau satu bucu dari A and then 2 bucu dari B. Boleh juga kan? Tak semestinya station A 2 bucu, B 1 bucu. Dia boleh juga station A 1. That means it will be 9C1 times with yang ni 2 lah, 6C2. Ini baru jawapan dia. Sir, what if I join 3 bucu? 3 bucu dari A. Mana boleh? Kalau you join 3 bucu dari A, you tak dapat triangle. You dapat satu line macam tu. You just get a straight line. because all these symbols are arranged in a row. They are collinear, they are straight line. If you just join the otak and the alien and the topi, you dapat ke triangle? No, tak dapat triangle. Okay. So the only possibilities is either you choose 2 here, 1 here, ataupun 1 here, 2 here. Itu saja. Okay. Alright, so tekan semua ni and you will get 351. Okay, let me double check with the calculator. 9C2 times 6 plus 9 times 6C2. Okay, I dapat, apa salah tak sama? 9C2 times 6 plus 9 times 6C2. Yeah, 351. So there is 351 ways to draw the triangle if you use the symbol as vertices. Okay, B. Find the number of ways the symbol in station B are arranged. Oh my god, the keyword arranged. Dalam bahasa Melayu, susun. So bila susun, maksudnya susunan penting. Order tu is important. So you have to use permutation P lah. Alright, so you want to arrange symbols in station B. So station B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's only 6 symbols. You want to arrange B, but you arrange in a row. So it'll be 6 factorial ataupun 6p6. Wait, there is identical object. And remember, I told you the permutation for identical object formula. You have to divide with the number of identical object. So there's only one symbol yang repeat, yang identical, which is the star symbol, and the star symbol muncul 2 kali, 2 times. So divide with 2 factorial. So let's tekan this 360 ya. Ya, 360. Okay, soalan C, let's go. The number of ways if 3 symbol from station A and 2 symbol from station B are selected and arranged in a circle. Wait, what? So I see the keyword selected and arranged. So does that mean we have to use C and P? Okay, tak apa. They did mention about circle, right? So definitely we have to use the circular permutation punya formula. So I will give you the formula for circular permutation dulu. So for circular permutation, the formula is n minus 1 factorial, or it can also be n factorial divide n. Dua-dua pun boleh. Dua-dua ni sama, dapat jawapan sama. Alright, so now let's read one more time what it says. Number of ways if 3 symbol from station A and 2 symbol from B selected and arranged. So yeah, I think you have to do C first because you have to select them out first, and then only you use the circular permutation formula to calculate the ways to arrange in a circle. Okay, so let's scroll up and see. So you can see the station A got 9 symbols and you're trying to select 3, right? So it will be 9C3 lah. It will be 9C3, right? And then 2 symbols from station B are selected and arranged in circle. So the 6, I have to choose 2 also. But can you do like that? Okay, if I do like that, and then I will times with what? So after selecting 3 here, 2 here, you have 5 now. Okay, you already select 5. And then you have to arrange the 5 in a circle, so it will be 5 minus 1 factorial, right? But let me tell you something, this is wrong. Yeah, let me tell you why this is wrong. Okay, the 9C3 correct already. But why the 6C2 is wrong is because this 6, if you choose 2, there is a chance of selecting the 2 star. And do you know that the 2 star is identical, right? Yeah, so how do we do this then? We can't do it like that lah, because if you do 6C2, it's assuming there's no identical object here, okay? But you cannot use the formula for identical object also, because the identical object formula is only used when you're doing permutation. Now you are trying to select. So kita tak belajar macam mana nak select item yang ada identical kan? So what we have to do is erase this. This is definitely wrong. So instead of doing this, kita kena pecahkan option dia. Sebab apa? Sebab out of the 6, I have to choose 2, but there's identical, right? If I choose 2 to arrange, then no problem. I know how to do that. Okay, just use this formula. But I'm only selecting 2, and there's identical. So kita tak ada cara lain. Kita tak boleh buat macam tadi lah. We have to pecahkan the option. So let me tell you what option we have here. So you are selecting 2 symbol from B, right? So what are all the possibilities? So case 1 is what? Case 1 is when you end up with 2 star lah. 2 star. Because you choose 2 symbol from B, so you might get 2 star. Of course, you have another case which is 1 star. Oh, I already write here. Okay. This is from just now. I did it myself lah. Okay, so I write again. So case 2 is when you end up with 1 star from station B. But of course, there's one more case. There's one more case, which is case 3. where you end up with 0 star. Okay, 0 star. Not enough space. Okay, I'll just write here. Case 3, 0 star. And you have to do everything separately. You have to do this separately, and then take all the answers, tambah semua lah. Okay, so let's do case 1. So case 1 is when you end up with 2 star. Okay, okay, for the station A, dia mesti 9C3. Yeah, because it's 9 symbol and you will select 3 to arrange the circle later. So confirm it will be 9C3. This one also 9C3, 9C3. Yang tu tak ada masalah. Okay, yeah, yang tu confirm, right? Yang kita kena jaga-jaga is the 2 symbol from station B, because there is 2 star that is identical here. That's why you cannot do 6C2. Okay. So we have to pecahkan option. So imagine you end up with 2 star. What's the meaning? That means this case is where you end up with 2 symbol, but both the 2 symbols selected are star. So it will be 2C2 lah. Or you can write 1 also can. 2C2. Okay, and then times with, okay, now you have 5 selected. Now it's time to arrange all the 5 items in a circle. So it will be 5 minus 1 factorial lah, because of this formula. But wait, you have to divide with 2 factorial. You know why? Because you have 3 symbols from station A, 2 symbols from station B, but these 2 from B is both star. That means they are identical. That means here you have to divide 2 factorial. Like that. Okay. Okay, let's tekan this in our calculator. 9C3 times 1, and then times 4 factorial, which is 24 divided 2. Okay, I got 1008. Okay, but this is not the answer. I still have to consider the case yang ada 1 star saja. So what does it mean by 1 star? It means you only select 1 star from station B. Okay, so how do we make sure you dapat 1 star? You will only select from 5 here lah. You will only select from 5 here. Okay. Wait, let me think. 5. Uh, Actually no. You will select. Okay, because you have 2 star, right? 2 star. So 2 star, but you're trying to choose 1 star, right? Because you want 1 star. Just now is 2C2 because you want yeah, because just now got 2 star, you're trying to choose 2, that's why it's 2C2. But now you want 1 star, so should it be 2C1? No. Because 2 are both stars. So technically there's only one way. There's only one way of choosing 1 star. Because there's 2 star, right? So out of the 2 star, you're trying to choose 1 star, right? But they are both star, right? They are both star. So that's why you cannot do 2C1, or it cannot be 2C2. It will just be like 1 only. Yeah, because both the 2 are star. Both the 2 symbol are star. So it doesn't matter how you choose also, you will end up with star. That's why it's just 1 lah. Yeah, because they are identical. Okay. And then baru darab dengan apa? Okay, so now you have 4 items, right? So now you will go to the remaining 4. Remaining 4. Yeah, remaining 4. The 4 symbol which is not star, and then choose 1 more. Yeah, because you want to cukupkan 5 kan. Sini dah pilih 3, and then sini pilih 1 macam ni. Alright. This is how you calculate for kalau 1 star lah. Yeah, because there's only one way to choose 1 star. So let's tekan this. See what we get. 9C3 times 4. So I got oh, I forgot to arrange them in a circle. Sorry. So I have to arrange lagi dengan 5. Arrange the circle means 5 minus 1 factorial lah. Okay. Okay, but this time no need to divide 2 factorial. No need. Because this time there is no identical object. Yeah, because you only have 1 star, right? Yeah, so it should be like this. Okay, so let me press. Alright, I got 8064. Let me just try one more time. 9C3 times 4 times 3. Yeah. Alright, for the last one is when you end up with 0 star. Okay, 0 star means what? So 9C3 from station A, and then for here you want 0 star. So you will only choose from this 4 lah. Yeah, this 4 which is not star, and then just choose 2 like that. And also, of course, you have to arrange them in a circle. So darab dengan 4 factorial sini. So let me press this. 9C3 times 4C2 times 4 factorial. Okay, I got 12096, and time to add everything together. So my calculator give me 21168. So when you add all this, the answer is 21168. So that is the answer. Okay. So that's the way to do it lah. Okay. All right. I want to explain using another method. Yeah, I want to explain using another method. So I will just do it here. Right. So the other method is like this. The case 1, you do like that, which is you get 1008 lah, which is for the 2 stars. 2 stars from station B, right? And then for the second case, you can actually combine the 1 star and the 2 star. The 1 star and 2 star. You combine, you do it combine. How to do it? Like that, 9C3, because that's for the station A. And then for station B, you want to have how much? Okay, you want to select 1 star. This one should be 0 star, sorry. Sorry, okay, so again, this is another way to do it. Case 1 is the number of ways to select 2 star lah. And then case 2, you can actually combine this. Yeah, you can gather together. How to gather together? Okay, you want to end up with 1 star or 0 star, right? So if you want to end up with 1 star or 0 star, what you can do is just go 5, go 5, and then C2. You know why, right? Because you don't want 2 star, right? So you will just pick from this 5 lah. Because if you pick from this 5 and you do 5C2, you choose 2 from here, you will only get 1 star or 0 star. Understand, right? Yeah, so just do like that, 5C2. Okay, and of course, don't forget to darab dengan 5 minus 1 factorial. Okay, and trust me, if you do like that, you'll get the same answer. Okay, I'll try now. 9C3 times 5C2 times 4 factorial 24. So I got 20160. And don't forget to take this plus this, right? And if you plus, you will get 21168 also. Okay, 1008 plus 20160 equals to this. Equals to this. Let me try with the calculator. Yeah, correct. So yeah, as you can see, the answer here is the same as here lah. It's just that cara ni saya sudah combine saya punya case 2, case 3, saya sudah combine satu macam tu. Okay. So kalau nak buat macam ni pun boleh, macam ni pun boleh. Right? Okay, hope you understand. That's all for my explanation. Okay, let's continue number 12. Okay, what chapter is this? Okay, I see this. I already know. This is the notation for binomial distribution. So this is form 5 and it's chapter 5. It's called probability distribution. Dalam bahasa Melayu, taburan kebarangkalian. And this is definitely under binomial because you see the B already. So when they give you this notation, what's the meaning? It means this 7 is the mean. Sorry. This is the N and then this is the P. Kalau dia macam ni, kalau dia N, then only it will be the mean and the variance. Kalau dia N, N represents normal distribution. Kalau B represents binomial, so it will be the NP. So they say find the variance of the distribution. Okay, this is quite easy because you have your N is 7, your P is 2/3, right? So you can find your Q. Just take 1 minus 2/3 is 1/3. And the formula for variance in binomial distribution is NPQ. Yeah, that's the formula for variance. So just guna je formula tu, variance sama dengan N darab P darab Q. So just press calculator, dapat jawapan 14/9. So that's the answer. Alright, this is only worth 1 mark, so yeah, it's quite easy. Okay, B. Okay, this one is confirm normal distribution. Yeah, just looking at the diagram, you know already, right? Yeah, you see the bell shape, so you know it's a normal distribution soalan. So nanti kena guna Z value table lah. Okay, diagram 4 shows a normal. You see, they say already normal. Distribution graph for the travel time in minutes taken by passengers from P to Q. Okay, I can see the 22.41 here, and then the shaded region is here. Okay, given that the area of shaded region represents 16% of the total area under the graph, all right, it means this shaded region is 16%. The area is 16%. Okay, you can say the area is 16%, or you can also say the probability is 0.16. Yeah, area and probability in normal distribution, area and probability is the same thing. In normal distribution, area and probability is the same thing. So if I say area is 0.16, means the probability is 0.16. Okay. So now they say total area graph. Okay, and the mean is 17 times the standard deviation. Okay, this is weird. So they never give us the mean, but they said mean is 17 times the standard deviation. Okay, and then find the standard deviation means nak cari CCM PY, standard deviation. Okay, if they give us the mean and standard deviation, then I can change to Z value, but they never give us, right? But they give us something else. They give us the probability answer. Okay, so yeah, we can write this. So it will be Px. So the shaded region is on the left side, so smaller than 22.41 is equals to 0.16. Yeah, because 0.16 is the probability answer, so you should write on this side. Okay, but now the problem is you have to change to Z and you don't have the mean and standard deviation to change Z, right? But it's okay. You just tulis je 22.41 tolak mean bahagi standard deviation, just tulis macam ni je, equals 0.16, right? And now this is where you can ganti, because remember they say mean is 17 standard deviation. So what you can do is replace the mean with what? The mean you can sub with 17 darab standard deviation. And now you can see this whole thing only has one unknown, the standard deviation. So now what you can do is okay, dalam ni memang tak boleh buat. And kalau secara saya ajar, kalau dalam tak boleh buat, you will let C equals. Right? Let C equals 22.41 minus 17 standard deviation of standard deviation. And then later find C lah. And you can find C because you already have the probability answer. And then after cari C, baru ganti balik dengan ni, then boleh lah cari standard deviation. So that's the plan now. Okay, later you have to tengok jadual, but later you have to tengok dari dalam tau. Because this one is like but you ada probability answer, tapi you nak cari balik exact value. You want to find the C. Alright, but before tengok jadual, first thing first is you have to check whether your C is positive or negative dulu. Okay, so the way to do that is, okay, let's rewrite the whole thing first. PZ smaller than C equals to 0.16, like that. Afterwards, you have to lukis. You tak boleh tengok jadual sekarang. Kalau tengok jadual sekarang, salah. You can only tengok jadual when it's Z bigger positive. Now it's Z smaller and you don't even know this is positive or negative. Kita tak tahu. Kalau macam ni means kita tak tahu. So we have to lukis dua kali. But only one of this is correct lah. Only one of this is correct. So the first one I will assume C will be negative. The next one I will assume C is positive. And then for the shaded region, smaller so both also I will lower it to the left, like that. Alright, macam mana nak tahu yang mana yang betul? How to know which one is correct? Just look at the area probability answer. If the value here is more than 0.5, choose the big kawasan. If less than 0.5, choose the small kawasan. So now is 0.16, so you have to choose the small kawasan. So this is the correct one, this is the wrong one. So now that you know your C is negative, now baru you continue. Okay. Alright, if your C is negative, what do you have to do? So look at your shaded region. Do I have to take 1 minus? No, right? No. Okay. Okay, when you lukis dua kali mesti ada salah satu yang kena ambil 1 minus, then the other one tak payah ambil 1 minus. And in this case, yang ini tak payah ambil 1 minus. Okay. Kalau cara saya ajar, I will tell my students, you will only take 1 minus bila you punya line shaded region ni ada crossover to the other side of the y-axis. The vertical axis kalau dia ada potong macam ni baru ambil 1 minus. Okay. So if it's this case, you have to take 1 minus lah. But for this tak payah. Then buat macam mana? Alright, smaller negative can straight away change to bigger positive C equals 0.16. The smaller negative can straight away change bigger positive because this bell shape is symmetrical. So kalau smaller negative boleh terus tukar jadi bigger positive. And now it's already bigger positive, now boleh baca jadual dah. But you have to tulis siap-siap C equals negative. Kalau tak nanti if you lupa then you salah the whole thing ni. I always tell my students the same thing also. Kalau you dah tahu C negative, try to tulis siap-siap. Because memang most students will forget one. Alright, so sekarang kita kena baca jadual, tapi baca dari dalam pergi dalam jari 0.16 ataupun lebih sikit. Okay. Alright, I don't have I think this set dia tak bagi the Z score table. Alright, so dia tak bagi Alright, so you have to wait for me a bit. Let me open from another state paper. Okay, what is the last state paper I did? Okay, before the MRSM, I did the Negeri Sembilan. So maybe the Negeri Sembilan paper has it. So let's see. Okay, maybe it's at the last page. Okay, there you go. Alright, this is the Z score table. So let's find out 0.16 atau lebih sikit kan. So I will use a highlight, blue color. Alright, 0.16 or lebih sikit Alright, I see 0.17, 0.17, 0.16, 0.1611. Okay, this one is 1587. Tapi saya nak 16 atau lebih sikit. So this one lah. This one Tapi saya nak 16 saja. So saya kena tolak 11. Tapi tak ada 11, ada 10 dengan 13 je. So ambil yang dekat, which is 10 10. So the answer will be 0.994. 0.994. Tapi kena negatif lah. So pergi balik kepada kertas tu, tulis 0.994. But with the negative with the negative. Alright, because just now you already check your C is negative. Okay, sekarang bolehlah ganti C dengan ni, and then bolehlah cari standard deviation. Okay, alright, so it will be 22.41 minus 17 standard deviation over standard deviation equals negative 0.994. Alright, I'm gonna erase this standard deviation because I know yang ni kena hantar atas jadi darab. So dia akan jadi darab standard deviation macam ni. And then the 22.41, I think I'll leave it here. Sebab saya kalau pindah macam ni, then the standard deviation will be positive. So negative 17 jadi 17, positive 17. So just tekan 17 tolak 0.994. Alright, saya dapat 16.006. 16.006 standard deviation, and now standard deviation equals to 22.41 bahagi answer. Alright, my calculator give me 1.400. Okay, just 1.4 lah. Yeah, because it's like so many zeros, so it's very obvious this is the answer, 1.4. Okay, you can actually ganti masuk dalam equation ni untuk cari mean. Tapi tak payah sebab soalan tak suruh cari mean pun, dia cari standard deviation saja. So actually you finish already lah. You can stop here already. That's all. Okay. Okay, hope you understand. That's it. Okay, now we masuk bahagian B already. Okay, what chapter is this? Trigonometry lah. You see cos already, right? Yeah, from 5 chapter 6, the trigonometric function. Okay, let's read what it says. A, state the amplitude. Okay, the amplitude is very easy. It's just 3. Just look at the A value here. Okay, so y equals to A cos bx plus c. The A will tell you the amplitude. And what is amplitude? Amplitude is the distance from the maximum value to the center line. That's amplitude. Okay, or you can say the distance between minimum value to the center line. Okay, that's amplitude. Okay, all right, what if your graph is like this? Where is your amplitude? Not here. It's not here. It's not here. Remember, it's always the highest value, maximum value to the center line. So the amplitude is always this. Okay, like that. Okay. Or you can say here also can lah. The distance here is summer also. Okay, so it's always from the highest point, maximum value to the center line. Okay, to the center line. So the A value will tell you that. The A value will always tell you the amplitude. So the A in this case is 3, so it's 3. That's it. Number 2, they want to find the period. Okay, what is period? Period is the horizontal distance. Horizontal distance. Horizontal distance for one cycle. Yeah, horizontal distance for one cycle. Okay. In other words, kalau dia 3 cos 2x plus 1, there actually it would be 3 cos 2x, so it would be like 1 underwear, 2 underwear, right? Because it's cos 2x. Okay. And then I know there's a 3 here, and then there's a negative 3, and then have to plus 1 means you have to, the whole graph have to naik atas satu, right? But actually, when you find the period, we will not look at the 1 and the 3. Yeah, we don't look at the A and the C. We only look at the B. Because the B will tell you how many cos graph you have to draw. So it will affect the period. Yeah, it will affect the horizontal distance. So if it's B is 2, then here will be 180 for sure. So that's why the answer is 180. Because 360 divide 280. Yeah, because if the B value is 2 here, means the cos graph have to compress. So originally it's 360. Kalau dia y equal cos x, this will be 360, right? But if it's cos 2x, your graph have to be compressed horizontally so that you can draw 2 graph within 360. That is why satu cos graph will end at 180 because all the points get pushed back. So all the x coordinate divide by 2. So instead of ending at 360, now satu cos graph ends at 180. That's why the period is 180. Okay, so yeah, that's the formula to find period. Just take 360 bahagi dengan nilai B. Okay, okay, hope you understand. Okay, B1, complete the values of y in table 1. Hence, draw the graph of y equals 3 cos 2x plus 1 for 0 until 180 in the space provided. Okay, usually when we do Addmaths paper and they ask us to sketch, usually we have to find the points ourselves. Yeah, we have to determine where is the coordinate macam tu. But in this case, they already draw table for me, so it's good lah. It's good. So I can just skip the step to find the coordinate. I can just use this. And one more thing I noticed, they use degree. Yeah, they use degree. Usually, they use radian tau in Addmaths. They like to use radian one, but this one they use degree. And they want you to draw until 180 only. Okay, so later you will not get 2 cos graph lah. It will only be 1 cos graph because you draw until 180, right? Okay, before we start drawing, of course, we have to first know the shape first. Yeah, when we do sketching question, mesti macam tu. We have to know the shape, and then next thing is we have to know the coordinate. Then only we can sketch. Okay. Alright, for the coordinate, it will be very easy later because I'll just sub using this dalam to get the y. But we have to know the shape also because what if you get all the points correct but you don't know how to join them? You join the wrong shape also, it will consider wrong also. Okay. Alright, so first we will focus on the cos 2x, and what that means is you have to draw 2 cos graph like that, and it will finish at 360. And then the amplitude will be 1, -1. But now we will look at the 3, so that means this one have to change to 3, -3. Okay, now the +1 means the whole graph have to move up 1 unit. Okay, but what I will do always is I will go here and take all this number +1. So 3 + 1 is 4, 0 + 1 is 1, -3 + 1, -2. So when you do that, when all this number +1, what will change? The whole graph will move up, and also you realize or not, the x-axis position will not be here anymore. It will be here. Yeah, because this thing become 1 already, so the 0 will move down a bit, so it'll be here. Okay, so of course this one you will erase later lah. And one more thing, they want you to draw until 180 only. That means you only draw half of it. So this is how it will looks like later when you draw it. Okay, but of course this is just the conteng punya version lah. This one is takkan lah you hantar yang ini kan? You will not hantar yang ini, right? You will draw the real one later here. Okay, so now we will find out the coordinates to get the exact, okay, exact place, and then we draw the shape according to this. Okay. Alright, so now let's ganti x kosong dalam sini. So dia jadi 3 cos 2x plus 1. And of course this one have to do first. So x ganti kosong. 0 times 2 is 0. Cos 0 is 1. Yeah, 1. 1 times 3, 3 plus 1 is 4. Next one. This one is cos 30. So cos 30. 30 times 2 is 60. Cos 60 is 1 over 2. 3 times 1 over 2, 3 over 2 plus 1 is 2.5. Okay, 2.5. So this is 2.5. Or you can write 5 over 2. Okay, now 60. 60 times 2 is 120. Cos 120, you can use your calculator to help you. Negative 0.5. And then times 3 plus 1, tekan boleh tekan. So dapat negative 0.5. Okay. Alright, now ganti 90. So 90 times 2 is 180. Cos 180 is negative 1 times 3 is negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2. Now for 120, just tekan 120 times 2 is 240, and then just tekan cos 240, and then answer times 3 plus 1. So you get negative 0.5. Okay, and then now try with 150. Okay, 150 times 2 is 300. So just tekan cos 300, and then take the answer times 3 plus 1. You get positive 2.5. Okay, last one is 180. 180 times 2 is 360. Cos 360 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. So this one is 4. Okay, so use your calculator to help you in these steps. Alright, after you get all these coordinate and you also know the shape already, now you can plot the points lah. Oh, I realized they also draw the y-axis and x-axis for me already. So it's very good. I don't have to draw myself. So I just plot only lah. Okay, 0, 4, bam. This is the first point. Next one, 30, 2.5. 30 is here. Alright, 2 is here, right? Okay, 2.5 is where? Okay, the line is kind of blur. So, alright, so 2 is here. Satu kotak here is 2.2. Yeah, 2.2 because from here to here the difference is plus 2. So satu kotak kecil is 2 divided by 10, which is 0.2. Okay, so I want 2.5. So this one is 2.2, and then this one is 2.4. Okay, and then this one is 2.6. So 2.5 is like lebih kurang here lah. So 32.5. Betul lah. Yeah, 32.5. Okay. Okay, so lebih kurang here lah. Okay, next one, 60 negative 0.5. Okay, 60 is here. Okay, if you turun satu kotak is negative 0.2. And then if you turun lagi is negative 0.4. And then turun lagi is negative 0.6. Tapi saya mau negative 0.5. So it will be middle here. Yeah, so turun 2 kotak and then half. Yeah, turun 2.5. Because turun 2 kotak is negative 0.4. And then turun lagi half is negative 0.5 lah. Okay, next one, 90 negative 2. 90 is here, negative 2 is here. Okay, done. Next one, 120 negative 0.5. Okay, 120 negative 0.5 sama dengan tadi lah. Turun satu kotak, negative 0.2. Turun lagi satu, negative 0.4. Lagi satu, negative 0.6. Tapi saya nak negative 0.5, so middle sini. Okay, same level with this point. Okay, next one, 150, 2.5. Okay, 150 is here. 2.5 Okay, 2 is here. Naik satu is 2.2. Naik satu lagi 2.4. Naik satu lagi 2.6. Tapi 2.5 will be between 2.4 and 2.6 here. Okay. Alright, last one, 184. Okay, this is the one. Alright, now it's time to join and make sure the shape will look exactly like this lah. It's like a course graph. Alright, so you realize, right? This is the what? The old x-axis. Yeah, the old x-axis is here. Okay, yeah, the old x-axis. But why the new x-axis become here? Because the whole graph plus 1. Yeah, the whole graph plus 1. Okay. Yeah, that's why it's like that. So what you have to do now is just join lah. Okay, so like that. Okay, let me draw nicely. So Okay, I'll just draw the bottom part first. Okay, this will take some time, so you have to you have to wait for me, eh? Uh, okay, this is good. And then something like that. Oh my God, my hand is shaking. I don't know why. Okay. Oh, okay. Uh, oh my God. Make sure it looks smooth and the shape, the how to say, the shape needs to be similar to the cost graph shape. Okay lah. I think this is good enough. Okay. Okay. After you done, you write your equation y equals to 3 cos 2x plus 1. Okay, that's all right. Yeah, they only asked to draw the graph from 0 to 180. Yeah, that's the answer. Okay. Okay, done. What's next? Oh, ada lagi. Number 2, hence using the same axis, draw a suitable graph to find the solution to this equation for 0 to 180, state the solution. Okay, this is very different from what they usually asked. Yeah, usually what they ask is like they will ask to draw a suitable straight line. And also they will ask you to state the number of solution, not the solution. Okay, so if they want you to draw a suitable straight line, then you draw a straight line lah. But this time they want you to draw a graph. So maybe it's not a straight line. Maybe it's a curve. Okay. But it's okay. Later when we find out the equation, we will know whether it's a straight line or graph. Yeah, we can just look at whether the x duduk atas or bawah. Kalau duduk atas, straight line. Kalau duduk bawah, is curve. Okay. And after we draw the graph, usually they will ask for number of solution. It means you count got how many intersection. You kira ada berapa persilangan. But this one, you actually have to find out the solution. Means you have to find out the x. You don't just count how many solution. You have to go to the solution and get the x value. Okay. All right. But first, let's get our equation first. So this is the equation yang dia bagi. Let's write down. Okay, but we do know something, right? When we want to draw the new graph inside, we have to get the equation of the graph first. Okay. So we have to jadikan supaya dia ada y lah. Ya, kita kena jadikan supaya ni ada y. So macam mana nak jadi ada y? Tengok balik sini. Your y is 3 cos 2x plus 1. So jadikan supaya dia jadi 3 cos 2x plus 1. So how we do that? Okay, first nak hilangkan x ni dulu. So you can divide by x. So it becomes 3 cos 2x, and then the x pindah sini jadi bahagi. 360 minus x over x. And then you plus 1. You plus 1 both sides. So 3 cos 2x plus 1. And then this side also plus 1. Okay, plus 1 like that. And kenapa saya buat macam tu is because I want to change this whole thing to y. Yeah, I want to change this to y. Okay. Yeah, because y is 3 cos 2x plus 1. But what about here? Okay, this one you can simplify jadi single fraction. So 1 is actually x over x. So 1 boleh darab dengan x. And then the x boleh tulis atas. So dia akan jadi 360 minus x plus x. Because 1 times x. And then negative x plus x boleh potong. Dapatlah you punya equation. 360 over x. So this is the equation that we need to draw in the graph later. Okay. Alright, tell me, is this a straight line? No, this is not a straight line. Because if the x duduk bawah, when you hantar atas, dia akan jadi x power negative. So what do we call this? We call this the reciprocal graph. Reciprocal graph. And the shape will look like this. Like this or like this. Depending on the k is positive or negative lah. So let's say the k is positive, it will look like this. This one is when k negative. Okay, this one is k positive. So definitely it will be like that lah. Okay, but we have to find points to draw it, and it will be a curve like that. All right, you cannot sub x0 because if you sub x0, 360 divided 0 is math error. Yeah, because the reciprocal graph never touches the y-axis and the x-axis. So you have to use some other points lah. All right, I remember 180 can use, right? Yeah, so 360 divided 180 is 2. So you can plot this easily. 182, that's going to be here, right? That's going to be here. Okay. All right. For the other point, maybe I can choose 90 or 30 or 60 like that. Okay. Okay. Let's use 90 lah. So if x is 90, 360 divided 90 is 4. Okay. 94. So let's go 94. So it's here lah. But you don't go and put the ruler here and then draw a straight line. Don't do that. It's wrong. I told you already, this is not a straight line. It's a curve. So it has to slowly go up like that one. Okay. So I recommend find one more point lah. I think I can find at 60. Or maybe find at 120 also can. Okay, let's find at 120 and see what happens. So let's say I find another point at 120. So you get 3. Yeah, 123. So 120 is here. 3 is 2 and 4 middle. So okay lah, lebih kurang here lah, middle. Okay. Yeah, so you can see uh it's not a it's not a straight line lah. Yeah, it's a curve. Okay. Okay, I'll find one more point at 60. Okay. Yeah. But sir, why you find so many points? Okay, usually for straight line we just find 2 points is enough, right? Yeah, but for curve, actually you nak cari berapa point up to you. Yeah, you nak cari 10 point pun boleh. Okay. But this case I will find a bit more lah because it's a curve. Yeah, and it's hard to join because later we have to use freehand, right? So I find one more lah, 60. Okay, 360 divided 60 is 6. So this is the last point I will use. Yeah, 66. Oh, so okay, here lah, 6. Right. Okay, so now we join these 4 points. Okay, and it will be a curve that looks like this. Okay. All right. So cannot use ruler. Okay. 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 Something like this lah. All right. It's not. Okay. This. Let me fix this part. Okay lah. Something like this. Okay. All right. So this is the equation. Y equals 360 over x. And do not forget, we have to find out the solutions. Right. After drawing the graph, they have to state the solution. Usually they just ask to state the number of solution. Yeah. Just write the NOS. Right. So the NOS is 1 lah. But for this case, they want the number of solution. It means you have to go here and actually baca the x coordinate. Yeah, you have to baca the x coordinate. So it's here lah. So it's 150 tolak satu kotak. Alright, satu kotak is actually 3. Because from here to here is tambah 30. So if there's 10 kotak here, satu kotak is 3 lah. So you just take 150 minus 3, which is 147. So I'll just write here x equals 147. Okay, yeah, that's what it means by stating the solution. Okay, means you write down the x. Yeah, solve for x, the unknown lah. Solve for the unknown here, which is the x. Okay, okay, that's all for the explanation. That's all. Let's continue. Okay, 14. We are almost done with the whole paper. Let's finish it. Okay, I can see this is a long question. Yeah, you see LN, right? So let's talk about ln. So okay, what chapter first of all? Form 4, chapter 4. The indices, cert, and log chapter. Okay, so this is a ln question. So you have to know ln is actually log base e, right? Log base e, and e is a number. It's like 2.71 blah 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 dot 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 macam tu. And you have to know if ln e, it will be log e, which is 1. So these are the two basic things you need to know for natural log. So it says here ln e 1 over a. This one can cut, right? Ln e is 1, but the power is like kacau kan? So the power you have to bring it in front first, then only cut. So let's write the first ln e power 1 over a equals to b. Express small a in terms of small b. It means they want to find a equals lah. Yeah, they want to find a equals. So how do you find that? Alright, I told you this one can cut, but don't cut first because the 1 over a dia sekali dengan ni, dia power. So what you can do, alright, you learn before the power rule. So the power rule says that if you have log, and if the log number here got power, the power can pindah sini. Yeah, pindah sini depan. So now you can cut the ln e jadi 1. So it becomes 1 over a equals b. So a equals 1 over b lah. Yeah, the a and b just tukar tepat. That's it. So easy. Number 2, given that ln x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals to 2y, express x in terms of y, means nak cari x lah. Alright, so you have log something, base something equals to something. This one you can do anti-log. Yeah, you can do anti-log. So straight away, x squared plus 6x plus 9. The ln is actually log base e. You can actually pindah to the other side. When you pindah to the other side, the log base becomes the number base, and then the 2y becomes power. You perform anti-log. Anti-log. Alright, now you try to find x single. Okay, but how? Alright, if I pindah the 9, okay, if I factor the x here also is useless because I want the x to be single. So if I factor x also, it doesn't work, right? So is there any other way? Yes, we factorize, but we use another way to factorize. So if we factorize this, you actually end up with one answer only, which is -3. That means x squared plus 6x plus 9 is x plus 3, x plus 3. Yeah, because if you press calculator, the ABC, they will give you -3, right? They give you one answer only. One answer means it's like 2 equal roots lah. So it's actually x plus 3, x plus 3 dua kali. So we can write this as x plus 3 square. Like that. Yeah, like that. Okay, and then now your x single already, so just pinna the square and then pinna the 3. Okay, when you pinna the square, it becomes square root. And do you know square root is actually power what? 1 over 2. And when the power side by side like this, you kena darab. 2y darab 1 over 2 means 2y bahagi 2, left with y, and then x plus 3. So your x answer is e power y minus 3. So that's the answer. All right, that's it. Okay, let's do B. Okay, I assume it's also the indices, same chapter lah, indices, surd and log punya soalan. Okay, given that the side length of a square is square root x. Alright, kalau saya I will mesti lukis, I will draw it out. So it's a square, mesti 4 sides sama panjang and the side is square root x. Okay, if the length of each side of square increased by 6 cm, so plus 6 Okay, so we have a new square lah, that means. So we have a new square, but this time the side plus 6 already. So it'll be square root x plus 6, the area becomes 9 times greater. Oh, so the new area is 9 times the greater than this. And then number 1, show that 2x minus 3 square root x minus 9 equals 0. Alright, this is a show question. So for show question, for show question means this one is the answer lah. This one is the answer. And your job now is to do it yourself without using this to help you. Okay, you have to do it yourself. After do it yourself, just make sure your answer match with this. Okay. Alright, let's use we use the area to do lah. So they mentioned that the area is 9 times greater than the area here, right? Okay, so the new area is square root x plus 6 square. Okay, yeah, because to find area of square, you have to take the base times height, which is square root x plus 6 times square root x plus 6, which is square root x plus 6 bracket square. And then 9 times greater than this, which is just square root x square like this. And then now I'm sure if I keep doing it, I will get this eventually. Okay, hopefully, hopefully. All right, how do you expand this? Okay, the correct way to expand is like this. When you have a plus b square, you expand, you get a square plus 2ab plus b square. So your a now is square root x. So when you square, you end with x plus 2 times ab. So your ab is square root x times 6. So 6 square root x times 2 is 12 square root x, like that. And then the next thing is the b square, which is 6 square 36. So ini cara betul untuk kembang. And then 9 times with, okay, the square root x square, you just left with x. Because the square root square boleh potong. So jadi x ini. Okay, but you want your answer to look like this, equals 0, right? So what I will do is I will susun everything on one side equals 0. But I think it's better if I put everything on the right side. Yeah, to make it positive. So plus x pindah jadi minus 9x minus 1x is 8x. And then 12 square root x pergi sana jadi minus 12 square root x plus 36 pindah jadi minus 36. And you can kecilkan. All these numbers can divide by what? So 8, 12 and 36. Ini semua adalah multiple of 4. Right? Multiple of 4. Gandaan 4. So can divide by 4. So bahagi 4, 2x. Bahagi 4, 3 square root x. Bahagi 4, 9. Okay, as you can see, this one is already matched with this. So that means I did it correctly lah. Okay, let's just write it again. Write everything on left side and then the 0 on the right hand side. And let's write the word shown lah. So that's how I would do it. Okay. Okay, now for B, they want you to do what? I mean for the second question. Hence find the value of x. Okay, this one you just continue from here lah. 2x minus 3 square root x minus 9 equals 0, right? Okay, how do you do this? Okay, actually, you can use your calculator to factorize. Okay, but sir, I thought you can only do that when it's a general form. Like for example, okay, general form looks like macam mana general form? Ax square plus bx plus c equals 0, right? Okay, actually this one is not general form because the highest power is not 2, but you can see the power 2 become power 1. And then the power 1 become square root, which is power 1 over 2. So you can still tekan the ABC in your calculator. It's just that when you tekan like that, the answer that comes out will be the answer for square root x lah, not for x. Yeah. Kalau dia 2x square minus 3x minus 9 equals 0. If it's like that, then you tekan, the calculator will give you the x answer. But if it's like this, then the calculator will give you the answer for square root x. Okay? So you can just tekan, macam you tekan the general form ABC, just tekan A, 2, B, negative 3, C, negative 9, and they will give you two answer, and both the answer is the answer for square root x. And then you just take the jawapan square lah, because square root x kena pindah jadi square, and then you get the value of x. Alright? Okay, I will explain using another way. Another way is you can do like that. You can let y equals to square root x. It means you let y equals to this. Okay, let y equals to this. And then you square both sides. So it becomes y square, and then the square root x square becomes x like that. Okay. Yeah. I explain it this way so that like you all less confused lah. Okay, but for strong students, if you understand what I said earlier, you can just do it like just now. That's the easy way lah. That's the fastest way. But I explain like this for the weak students yang tak berapa faham lah. So let y equals to this, and then you square both sides, so it becomes y square equals x. And now you rewrite the whole thing, and now it becomes 2y square. Yeah, because x, and the x is y square, and then minus 3 square root x is y. So 3y minus 9 equals 0. You see, you see. Now same already. Now you understand, so now you can press lah. So when you press, you get the answer for y. But y is not the final answer. Okay, but we press first. So what the calculator give you? 3 and negative 3 over 2. So you kosong satu baris, write that down. And don't forget, you have to write bracket here. And then the 3 pindah balik jadi minus 3. And then the 2 hantar jadi darab. Minus 3 hantar balik jadi tambah. Okay, now you have y dua jawapan kan? But they ask for x. And don't forget, y is actually the square root x. That's why I said just now, the answer yang calculator bagi itu bukan nilai x, itu adalah jawapan untuk square root x. This is what I mean lah. Okay, now only you find x. How to find? Okay, when you hantar square root to the other side, dia jadi square. So 3 square becomes 9. Negative 3 over 2 square becomes 9 over 4. And then the negative become positive already. Because negative kalau square dia jadi positive. And then 3 over 2 square is just 9 over 4. Okay, whenever I get two answers, we always have to check whether we have to take both answer or kena reject. So let's scroll up and see. Find value of x. Hey, wait, but the x is the side of the square, right? So imagine if your x is 9 over 4. Boleh tak? It can also, right? So does that mean we have to take both answer? Negative 3 over 2 square. Okay, 9 over 4 in decimal is what? Let's press 2.25. Yeah, because I'm not too sure whether have to take which answer. Because the soalan here say find value. Cari nilai. Dia tak kata cari nilai-nilai kan. So, but both also can. Right? Both also boleh. Okay. Let's see. Negative 3 over 2 square. Square root. Okay, I'm not too sure. Okay, in the schema they write 9. Actually, I forgot already. I forgot the schema macam mana already. Let's see. Okay, if this one is 2.25, boleh kan? Square root 2.25. And then square root 2.25 plus 6. But it can also be 9. Yeah, boleh juga. So, wait, let me think a bit. Y equals to square root x. Unless this one is negative number lah. Square root x. Yeah, unless this one is negative, then only confirm we cannot take. Yeah, because you can't square root negative number, right? Okay lah, I'm not too sure which one to reject. Okay, I think I'll just write both lah. Okay, I'll just write both lah for now. X equals 9 cm or x equals 9 over 4 cm. Okay, for now I'll just write both. Okay, alright, if I notice something later, I will put it in the comment section. Yeah, if I notice any of my mistake, I will write it in the comment. So you can take a look at the comment section. If you don't see anything, means this is correct already lah. Okay, for now I'll just leave it at that. Okay, now we do the last question, the final question 15. Okay, diagram 5.1 shows the relation of three sets. Okay, this diagram confirmed already lah. It's from 4 chapter 1, the function. Okay, now let's see. X jadi hx, set A, it means this one is function h lah. Right? Yeah, from here to here, this is function h. Okay, but they never give us the hx function. And then they say hx, after doing g, you get this. Oh, so you can write some information here. So hx, yang tu kena tulis dalam and then big bracket, the G outside equals to what? 22k minus 15x. Okay, so this is what we can write from here. Okay, now what? Given that gx is 2k plus 5x. Okay, gx equals 2k plus 5x. And then suddenly number A, if hm plus k equals a, express m in terms of a and k. Okay, let's write this down first. So hm plus k equals a. and then express M in terms of A and K, means nak cari M lah. Nak cari M lah. And then jawapan kena ada A and K. Okay, how to do this? Kena cari HX dulu lah. Yeah, before we look at this, we have to have HX first. Because kalau tak ada HX, macam mana nak buat yang ni? Yeah, because this one is like you have to take M plus K, ganti dalam function HX. But we don't even have HX. So we will use these two information and find HX first. Alright, kalau dia bagi single function and bagi composite, nak cari balik single, you have to always start with composite dulu. You have to always start with composite dulu. So let's write down the composite function like that. And then we have to check whether dalam ada ke dalam tak ada. Kalau dalam ada, then kena let. Kalau dalam tak ada, tak payah let. Okay. Kalau dalam ada, itu susah sikit punya. Itu kena let lah. Itu banyak kerja sikit. Tapi kalau dalam tak ada, then tak payah let. Sebab kalau dalam tak ada, luar mesti ada. So you check dalam sekarang. Dalam is HX. Do you have HX? No. HX is what you trying to find now. So tak ada. Ini bukan HX. Ini HM plus K, tak sama. So dalam tak ada. So maksudnya tak payah let lah. So boleh tengok luar. So kalau dalam tak ada, luar mesti ada. So luar apa? G. Means you kena ganti dalam GX. So the GX is 2K plus 5X. That means you have to write 2K plus 5 bracket. And then the whole HX you kena ganti dalam GX punya X. So the GX is 2K plus 5X, but the X kena ganti dengan HX macam ni. Equals to 22K minus 15X. And now we will work towards finding HX. Yeah, work towards finding HX. After find HX, then baru kita buat yang ni. Okay, how to find HX? Pindah 2K dulu lah. So 5HX equals 22K minus 2K is 20K minus 15X. Pindah 5 jadi bahagi. So 20 bahagi 5, 4K. 15 bahagi 5, negative 3X. Okay, done. Now we will do this. So dia akan jadi HM plus K equals A. So the A tak payah buat apa. And then the HM plus K, maksudnya you have to take the M plus K, ganti dalam HX punya X. Okay, HX is 4K minus 3X. And then for the X, you ganti dengan M plus K lah. Okay, the soalan say M in terms of A and K, right? Okay, if you look at your equation now, ada M, ada K, ada M, ada A. So, okay lah. Now we just have to jadikan M single. Okay. Okay, first kita darab dulu. Negative 3 times M is negative 3M. Negative 3 times K is negative 3K equals to A. And now, after you jadi M single, then you get the answer already. Because they say the answer boleh in terms of A and K. So, okay lah. Okay, 4K minus 3K boleh buat tinggal 1K. And then the A hantar sini jadi minus A. Minus 3M hantar sana jadi 3M. And M nak single kan? So, K minus A per 3. So, this is the answer for M. And it's in terms of A and K as you can see. Okay. Alright, that's all. Okay, let's do B. Find G inverse X when K is negative. Wait, what? Find G inverse X when K is... Wait, is this related to the last one? Okay, tak apa, kita baca dulu. Find G inverse X when K negative 2 and hence verify that G inverse X obtained is the inverse function of GX. Okay, soalan ni dia nak awak buat dua benda. First, cari G inverse X, and then lepas tu kena verify whether G inverse is the function, is the inverse of the GX. Okay, yang ni nanti dulu. This one, you don't look at it first. Let's find out G inverse X first. And I think you have to use back here lah, the GX from here. 2K plus 5X. So, boleh ganti GX sama dengan 2K plus 5X. But the K is given negative 2. So, it will be 5X. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Okay, that's the GX. But I'm trying to find G inverse. Alright, macam mana nak cari G inverse? Okay, kalau saya akan selalu ajar macam ni. Let both sides equals to Y. GX equals to Y. The other side, 5X minus 4 also equals Y. And then cari X both sides. Okay, how to find X from here? G kalau pindah, dia akan jadi G inverse Y. And then you just cari X from here. So, X sama dengan minus 4 jadi plus 4. Times 5 jadi over 5. And after you cari X, X is your G inverse Y. So, your G inverse Y answer, Y plus 4 over 5. And then your G inverse X is X plus 4 over 5. Okay, now you get your G inverse X already. Now you can do the next step. Verify that G inverse obtained is the inverse function of GX. Okay, let me tell you how to obtain, how to determine, how to verify whether two function is inverse of each other. Okay, very easy. You find G inverse X, and then you find G inverse GX. Okay, you find G inverse X and G inverse GX. And if both these give you X, that means they are inverse of each other. Okay, let me explain. So, when you have one function like that, let's call this F, And let's put another one. Let's say it's G, right? Let's say it's G, right? Now imagine you find FGX, you find GFX. And let's say both you get X. What's the meaning? Imagine if you do FGX, you get X. It means that the GX is actually F inverse. Yeah, because you start from X. X is the object. And imagine if you do, okay, it shouldn't be like that. Uh, okay, it should be like this. Okay, imagine it's GFX is X. It means you bought FX dulu, ah. You bought FX dulu and then bought G. So that means you bought FX dulu and then lepas tu bought G. But if you get back the answer X, what it means is this G is actually like this, lah. That's why you get back X here. That means they are inverse of each other, lah. Okay, and then you do FGX, same lah, to check whether they are inverse of each other. So what we will do now, they want you to verify that G inverse is the inverse of GX. So you just do GG inverse and G inverse G and check whether they both give you X for both. If both also give you X, that means they are betul-betul inverse for each other. That's how you verify. Okay, but actually we know already lah, confirm they will be inverse of each other one, because I just did it here, right? Like I get this from here, right? Okay lah, but the soalan wants me to verify, so we have to show the working also lah. Okay, so we will look at this and look at this. Okay, kena buat dalam dulu. So G big bracket. So dalam G inverse kita boleh ganti X plus 4 over 5. Okay, dalam dah tak boleh buat, so ganti dekat tengok luar lah. So tengok luar is function G. It means you have to ganti X plus 4 over 5 dalam GX punya X. Okay, GX punya X. GX is 5X minus 4. So dia punya X akan ganti dengan ni X plus 4 over 5. Alright, 5 and 5 can cut, tinggal 1. And then 4 minus 4 boleh cut, tinggal kosong. So tinggal X. So ini jawapan dia. Now for this one, G inverse, same thing like just now, buat dalam dulu. So dalam adalah GX, so GX ganti dengan 5X minus 4. Dalam tak boleh buat, baru tengok luar. Tengok luar G inverse, maksudnya kena ambil 5X minus 4, ganti dalam G inverse X punya X. So G inverse X is X plus 4 over 5, tapi dia punya X kena ganti dengan 5X minus 4. Negative 5 plus 4 boleh potong sebab kosong. And then 5 bahagi 5 boleh potong sebab tinggal 1. So tinggal X sajalah. So in that case, we can already say that, yeah, they are inverse of each other lah. That's how you verify. Okay. Okay, so the soalan says, verify that G inverse obtained is inverse function of GX. So we can write since GG inverse X is equals to G inverse GX, which is equals to X. Yeah, they both equals to X. Therefore what? Therefore G inverse X is the inverse function of GX. Yeah, so this is how you verify whether two function is inverse of each other, okay, by doing this. Okay, hope you understand. Okay, now it's already part C, so this is the last part. Oh, it's only worth 1 mark only. Okay, let's see what they want. Diagram 5.2 shows the graph of function GX. So this is the GX. Okay, I can see they got give a point here, 1, 1 and RS. Okay, sketch the graph of G inverse X on diagram 5.2. Oh, they only asked to sketch, so it's only 1 mark. Okay, guys, when you want to sketch the G inverse graph, the G inverse graph and the GX graph will be reflection. Yeah, it will be a reflection. Just do reflection on the line y equals x. So what you have to do now is you have to draw a line y equals x lah. Okay, do you know what is y equals x? Y equals x means the line will passes through 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6 like that. So definitely it will touch the 1, 1 lah. But the RS, I don't think it will touch. Yeah, the RS, I don't think it will touch. So it'll be like this. Okay. So if you have a square grid, the y equals x line will look like this. Yeah, it's like this. It's like exactly 45 degree lah. Exactly 45 degree. Let's say this one is the y-axis, this one is the x-axis, and then it will passes through the 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and so on. So this red color line is y equals x, and we are trying to reflect this line. Okay, and let me tell you, when you reflect this line, what will happen to the coordinate? The x coordinate and the y coordinate will change place. So for example, let's say you have a point here which is 2, 5, contoh 2, 5, and you want to reflect this point, it will become 5, 2. Yeah, that's what it means by inverse, right? Inverse means what? You terbalikkan you punya object and image. It means your object answer and the image answer get flip around, get switched. That means the object become image, the image become object lah. The x coordinate become y coordinate, the y coordinate become x coordinate. Okay. Yeah. So what happens to the 1, 1? Imagine you reflect this. You terbalik is 1, 1 also. That means like this point after reflect is still here. But what happens to the RS? Okay, R is a positive number, S is a positive number, right? So after you reflect, it become SR, right? And it will be somewhere here lah. Okay, I don't know the exact value for RS, but I can tell if I reflect, it will be like around here lah, somewhere here. Also, it's a sketch question, so it doesn't have to be so perfect one lah. So it's like around here. Okay, yeah. So this the coordinate of this point will be SR. And let me tell you, if you join a point from RS to SR, this line will be 90 degree. And the distance here and distance here mesti sama panjang. Yeah, when you do reflection memang macam tu. The distance from the object to the line and the image to the line mesti sentiasa sama panjang. Okay. Yeah. Okay, but I think I will erase this dotted line. Yeah, I don't think you have to show them this. I think you just put a dot here, label this, and then just draw a line, and that's it. Okay. All right. So you can see this is the reflection of this using this line. Okay. All right. Now let's label this. So this one is the G inverse X. Okay. So it's only worth 1 mark for this. All right. I think that's all right. Okay. So kertas soalan tamat. All right. That's all for this video. I hope this video can help some of you for the revision. So we already masuk the last month for the SPM, right? Now it's already bulan November. So wish you all good luck, and hopefully this video can help you. Okay, if you all want to gain early access for my future videos, you all can join my channel membership. All the links are in the description. Okay, and if you want more videos like this, make sure you subscribe lah. All right, I'll see you in my next video. So that's all. Bye bye.